right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back today. We're playing more Call of Cthulhu, and there was some infighting going on before we came on stream. They were really starting to turn on each other. I know that Stephen and Ashley were at each other's throats. I know that Maitreyi was calling out Melissa because Melissa's been cheating at recording her sand this whole time. We realized that she has been recording that incorrectly. So you guys want to continue to air that out here in the safe space?
I just know that Ashley's acting like she's been putting herself in danger and taking the brunt of everything we've been going through because, I was buried alive. Meanwhile, she's got over 50 luck and 13 fucking HP.
What's
That's
your sand
insane. My sand's at 47, which I'm a semi-new character, so I've been dropping sand pretty well.
That's just because you pick on people and then Jeff gets to pick on you back.
I've been putting Will's body on the line.
Mm-hmm. Yep, mm-hmm. and Will's mouth has put all of us on the line, I do believe.
You know how we're like...
Will's defense wasn't his idea to hire Guillermo.
I was very much against that.
He will continue to say that.
I was really hoping someone was going to die from that, just so that Stephen could hold that over your heads for so long.
And he would
totally
I would never forget it. I would never forget it.
Like 10 years from now, he would still bring that shit up. It'd be crazy.
For sure. For sure.
So are we going to be okay? Like if everyone's, look, there's dangers out there. Like if you guys can't hack it, I don't know. Like I'm worried.
We'll be fine once Will kills Bev.
Should I dig into PvP rules, or is that where?
Yeah.
Contested rules and such. Okay.
I feel like
is that what we think of it? We think Will would kill her.
Oh God.
I got 1 HP. I could take her.
1 HP and 2 guns. It'll be fun.
It feels like Marie needs an indefinite insanity because I feel like there's some issues happening.
Dude,
that the most Marie's having about a madness.
48. Like I don't get it. Like
you didn't start with a particularly high POW too, because your POW at the start of this, like you have 60, so that means you would have started at 60 sand, and you're only down like 12 sand net for the whole. Yeah, I don't know. I think she's cheating. So
they say
that command really fast.
Like they say that having pets is good for sanity. So
remember that you have pets. I feel like
we remember your pet more than you do,
right? And so do random NPCs that then get shot in the head. They remember too.
So sad.
Do you even remember his name?
Eduardo.
No.
Would you call? That's not even correct.
She said Eduardo.
Crap.
She did. I heard it too.
I was so confident too.
Arturo.
Eduardo. Arturo got shot in the head. Eduardo was the guy who spoke Maya. And then hang on, who's the other one? Raul is the one that became friends with
and Eduardo was the guy that Carmelita thought was Sebastian, her friend.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep.
Which one's friends with Will?
Yeah, at the end of last session.
I don't know. That's a thing.
He calls you Billy all the time. I love the fact that he calls
I don't mind.
I hope you're okay with it because I think it's hilarious. Like,
I like that.
Billy.
I cannot think of like the word. I cannot think of the name Billy without thinking of like Midnight Express. Has anyone seen that movie? Not Midnight Express, or is it Midnight? Not the funny one with Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. The other Midnight one that's about escaping
Midnight
from
Cowboy
prison. No, it's not Midnight Cowboy either.
You said not the funny one. I went Midnight Cowboy.
Midnight Run is the Robert De Niro, Charles Grodin.
So that's the one I'm thinking of.
That's not from this. This is from, I think it's Midnight Express, which I think is based on a true story about an American getting caught like trying to smuggle hash. I can't remember. I want to say Turkish prison. I don't know why I said Turkish. Like it might not be Turkish.
It is Turkish prison.
Something else.
According to Wikipedia.
I was right.
Stars Brad Davis.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
I've never even heard of it.
Brad Davis.
Man, there's a scene in it.
What's that name familiar? What do I know?
Because he's an actor.
God.
Well,
there's a scene in it when his girlfriend
Thanks, Stephen.
comes to visit him, and like, yeah, and like he's gone. Like he's very low on sanity when she comes to visit him, and like there's this line and she just utters, she's just like, "Oh, Billy," and I can never hear the word Billy without getting that scene in my head. There you go. Comment. Put it in the comments if we're watching YouTube. Tell us your favorite memory from Midnight Express. That's still
I know you can climb, boy. You got that goat in you.
Randy Quaid, psychopath Randy Quaid. He was in that movie, I'm pretty sure, and I think he lost a nut. I think that's what happened. I think he lost a testicle. Not like Randy Quaid. I think his character did. Could be wrong.
Okay. It's like,
I thought
Eddie has his testicle.
I feel
the
like
dangers of filmmaking. You could lose your nuts.
Hey,
They could take them.
really commit. All right, Steven,
Method acting.
I'm gonna need you to lose a nut for me. Anyhow, well, random stroll down Midnight Express Lane. While we go ahead and get started, you can see that Long is still not here because he's a little bitch. So we're gonna play without him, and hopefully he'll be back next week. So last time around, you all got chased into these ruins that you believe are probably Chichen Shoshu, but you're not sure. But you've been chased into these ruins. You took a moment to kind of patch yourselves up. Get your breath under. Get your breath back. I don't know why I can't say catch your breath. That phrase just entirely escaped me. Then, while you were doing that, Marie found a dead body in the weeds, which appeared to have been bitten in half, and the body had no top. Like there was no torso. It was just the bottom. It did have some distinctive socks that you were to match to a woman who was in the Sancho Dominguez expedition photo. The sun started setting pretty quickly. You decided to split. And when I say you, I mean Will, Steven decided to split the party. So Rick took the surviving porters to find a defensible position where you could have camp, while the rest of you decided to inspect this stretch of this kind of modern-like debris off to the west from this centralized plaza. You found what effectively was an old campsite, and scattered amongst all these broken tents and things like that were more bodies. All of them were headless. Some apparently were killed by arrows. Others were just savagely ripped apart, just like the first one that Marie found. Carmelita, you discovered a broken spear that was very similar to the one that Will saw earlier in the jungle expedition. Marie, you found some ruined pages from a journal written presumably by Sancho Dominguez, and he described a betrayal in the jungle, not unlike your own, and also just excitement over discovering the site. And then it was seemingly kind of cut off mid-sentence as you see a trail of ink. Bev, you were studying these two freestanding walls that had these stone hoops affixed to them. It was referred to in his notes as the ball court. You also saw some imagery. It was about some large body in the sky, but you were able to deduce that it was not the sun and it was not the moon. It was something else entirely. You all decided then to return to the central plaza at the last lights of day. Carmelita, you noticed this bit of light coming from this southern stretch of columns. And so you guys decided to go search that. While you're over there, you got ambushed by these Maya-like warriors, similar to some of the totem, the statues that you saw along the way. They had bows, they had spears, and they were like flickering in and out of vision. Marie, you scrambled up the stair to this large platform where you and Patrick discovered dozens of skulls that were displayed on these offering pedestals, and some of those skulls were actually decomposing heads. And then there was a little bit of a fight, some shooting, some sneaking, and eventually, Carmelita, you had like a break with reality. You saw your friend Sebastian, and you just chased after him. Obviously, we all know it wasn't him, but you didn't, as you were having a bout of madness, I should say. Will, you chased after her, but you got impaled by a spear by one of these warriors. But fortunately, Rick, Luke, and the porters heard some gunshots. They came running. They helped you get away. The sun completely went down. And all we really basically have at this point, yes, Stephen?
Just one minor point of order. I didn't actually chase after Carmelita, and I explicitly said it's okay if she dies. I wanted to get to Rick Luke.
That's fair. He's pretty cool. Thanks, Billy.
The girls are fighting over Rick in the chat.
Man, so much infighting. This is insane. Okay, so the sun completely down. He led you all down this narrow northern path to this like hole in the ground that is a cenote. And you can see right now we're going to pick up in that moment. It is dark. Night has fallen. There's no sun left. The only light you have or whatever lanterns or flashlights or torches that you have brought with you. And I'm sure one or two porters are holding them. You are a short walk, a couple hundred paces from that plaza, from that big pyramid, from those columns. So you're just a little bit north of this. Everything has gotten extremely quiet. You realize there's like no sounds of even bugs or anything like that flickering in the jungle. It's very, very, very quiet. You can all hear your breath. And you're standing atop of the ground looking down at this large hole. I'm going to turn it over to you. What's everyone doing? What's everyone saying? What's going on?
Rick, were you
Like,
able
out
to
of
set up
breath.
camp?
We were gonna maybe. I think that's fresh water down there. So like these things, they kind of connect. Like anyhow, we think it's fresh water down there. It ain't that far down there at all anyway. So like we saw some caves and such. Maybe we can kind of set up down there, or we can set up here. Whatever you want to do. Like I don't know, but like we need water. We need supplies. We're running out of stuff, man. But no, we
got
heard the gunshots.
Our
We can't
gear's
run.
nearby, though, right?
Well, yeah. And he kind of like points and you can see elsewhere in the clearing. And the clearing that you're in, it is taken up almost exclusively by the hole in the ground. And then it is about, let's say, I want to say it's about like 20 to 35 to 30 feet wide in terms of its diameter. Then there's like a ring of high grass and then jungle. And like you can see that's effectively where you're at, and stacked up in some of the high grass is whatever equipment your surviving porters were able to salvage.
You saw the caves down there or up here somewhere? In the cenote?
And he kind of calls over. He's like, Eduardo, man, lower the lantern. And you see Eduardo like wraps like a rope to the edge of a lantern and just starts to lower it down, which blooms this cavern below. You see this like flickering green and blue water now diffused somewhat with the orange of the lantern. You see a series of different cave openings that open up onto the water below. It's about 20 feet down, maybe. And so you can see like there's all these different cave openings here and there. And then also like hanging down from the sides, in the opening, there's all these like vines and debris and such. And he's like, down there, we didn't have time. We just found the place. The light was all we had. And then we heard gunshots and we didn't have time to do nothing. What the hell happened to y'all? Y'all look terrible.
I got stabbed with a spear. And I just kind of like stumble over to our gear and start looking for first aid to try to bandage myself up.
Yeah, Carmelita looks over to Will. Before we do anything else, should someone try and patch him up? He looks really bad.
I'm okay. I can do it.
What do you mean you got stabbed by a spear? What the hell are you talking about, man?
There were these
Some
figures.
locals.
We
They
were
were-
being hunted.
They were in
essentially.
and out and light, and it was so. We haven't seen that before.
I think it. I look up like we're in a clearing, so we can see a bit of the sky. How overcast is it? Is it cloudy or anything? Like, can we see stars?
Light clouds, but you can see stars. Yes, you absolutely can. You can see a partial moon. Yeah.
There's a bit of clouds. I think it was just shadows passing over. Clouds.
You were certainly stabbed.
I know. I'm saying that we couldn't see them when the clouds went over the moon, and then when the cloud passed, we saw them again.
No. It was more than that. I don't think it was just that they were there and not there at the same time. And some of the didn't some of the arrows sort of like just go right through, and that was
While we're talking, whatever it is, can someone take a look at Will? He's fucking bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, I think Will's first aid's better. I could assist though.
No, I definitely wanted to do it myself.
Sweet.
Okay. Well,
I don't want any of y'all
you go
touching
and
me.
you grab some bandages. Rick is like, Billy, what the hell? They're there. And he's like kind of mumbling. It's like, this sounds crazy. This sounds like nonsense. And right as he says the word nonsense, all of you hear this large and terrifying guttural growl coming from relatively back the way you came. You don't see anything. You don't see a source of it. But all of a sudden, the porters just like jump in terror, and like they look around. You see a few of them kind of pull out guns, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Rick, why don't we start getting people in the caves?
Yeah, let's
Get some defense.
What the hell was that, Billy?
I
That wasn't no spear.
No,
Maybe
no,
the
no,
locals
no,
have
no.
a pet. Either way, it's dark. We need to hole up till daytime.
Oh, okay. All right. And then like he kind of calls out here and there, and you see some of the porters who are like terrified. Some of them are looking, you can tell now. I'll say like Bev and Marie, you probably see this. Carmelita, you're still coming down from your bout of madness. Will, you're kind of patching her up. So Marie and Bev, you might be easier for you to notice this. You can see a few of them are looking at the edge of the jungle, and you can tell in their minds, like you can tell they're contemplating just running. Like their hands are suddenly shaking. They're shouting like different things back to each other and like these loud whispers. So you can tell like they're like, of the 6 porters you have, a few of them like are starting to tremble and considering fleeing.
Okay. Let's. I said I know this is terrifying, but it's safer down in the cenote than out in the jungle. It's booby trapped. We don't know what that creature is, and it could probably catch us faster than we can run.
Yeah, definitely. We should stick together. We found when we were trying to run that being on your own is not good. We should all safety in numbers. Marie tries to say in 23 Spanish.
Okay, so Bev, give me an archaeology test or anthropology, whichever's better for you. Marie, give me like maybe some sort of roll to calm these people down.
Can I do a psychology?
That's totally fine. Yes.
I got a regular success.
Okay. So,
did you want like a natural world if I'm like trying to identify what the creature is?
There's no roll that you would.
Oh, okay.
So this is more for the cenote, as like you're telling, like they're talking about going down, climbing down, etc. As like you do that, you can tell that part of the reason like the people are hesitating is that might be that there are various like bits of folklore that are associated with cenotes. In some cases, like in the good cases, they grant like prophetic visions to people who like who leap in and don't drown. Some might have like restorative effects, but then there are these other stories about them being gateways for making offerings to Shyma, which is basically the underworld. And so like as like Will shouts out and Rick's like, okay, let's go. And he kind of points, and you can see Eduardo and a few others are getting ready. Like a couple of them are like shaking their heads like, no. And then like the growl happens again. And then you can see they inch closer and closer to the jungle.
But for Marie's psychology, I rolled a 37 under 72, so I'll spend 1 luck to make that a hard.
Okay, and I'll say with a hard success, like you keep the 1 or 2 that were looking like they're going to flee. They turn back to you. What is it you think you say to them that keeps them from just bolting off into the jungle?
Yeah, because I'm trying to do this in Spanish that I don't know very, very well, but I'm kind of just saying like safety in numbers. Mm-hmm. Running alone is dangerous. We're stick together.
Okay, and as you say that, another growl. And you see, as you look down the path that goes back towards the plaza where you all first entered into the ruin, you see the flickering of light, and then it's dark again. What do you all do?
There's water below, right? We may need to jump.
Yeah. And as you say that, like the ones that Marie had just kind of like talked, they're like, no. And then as they're like shaking their heads, no, they're shaking their hands, no. You see that flickering of light once more down the path. Carmelita, Will, you probably see this as you're not in the conversation and just looking around, and you see it is not one of those warriors that is coming down like that narrow path, but you see this bright flickering light, and then suddenly this massive creature appears, and it's still a good 100 feet from you. It's enormous. It is not a panther. It is not any sort of creature that you have ever seen. But you see that as it stands there and kind of flickers and shimmers and then suddenly is physically present, you see its mouth is as wide as that passageway itself. It's literally multiple feet wide. You see this long tongue unfurl out of it and snake against the ground a bit. And then you see all these different patches of eyes and horns. I need I'll hold off on the sanity test for now, as it's hard to kind of make it out. It's so dark. There's just that little moment of flickering. But you can tell that there is something down there, and it makes no sense. Both of your minds are kind of like not computing what you're seeing.
We need to get out of the starlight.
We need to go. And Carmelita is booking it to, you said there were vines that go down into so she's gonna try and use those to get down.
Climb down. Roll a climb test.
Sweet.
But the rest of you,
Would I know we're trying to act fast. I'd like to try and grab a rope nearby and just loop it through as many bags of gear as I can and toss it over the edge to try and keep as much equipment with us as I can. Okay.
Give me like a dex test to see how quick you can do it. And I'll determine how much you're able to grab. What about Marie? What is Marie doing?
Marie is kind of like making sure that everyone is coming, and so she's almost sort of like going behind the individuals that have kind of been slow, and just sort of like looking out and sort of like almost kind of like pushing them back with her back, like gotta go. And so like kind of trying to make sure that everyone else is kind of going down and following the rest of the group.
Okay. There's 6 of them. You see 4 of them just start leaping in. They don't even follow with Carmelita. They just jump in. Like the 2 that were hesitating are like looking, and then they look up and they see this like creature suddenly stalking towards them and then flickers out of vision once more. And then they start to do what Carmelita does and climbs down. Okay. Bev, what are you doing?
Bev will also climb down.
Climb test. Carmelita, how did you do on yours?
Can I take 2 audience dice to put me up to 50?
Sure, I will do that. And while I'm talking, I'm also going to say welcome in Raiders from Tales of Myth and Mayhem.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Hey, Mark.
6.
Hopefully, how did you do? Did you take any of them out?
Is it TPK?
Oh, no one survived.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Awesome. Well
what
done,
game were they playing?
Well done.
What was that?
I don't know. Some game.
You're in danger.
don't worry about it.
Best tabletop RPG ever made.
Hell yes.
It's awesome because the GM's awesome. That's why.
Oh, I think I
okay.
double took out points for you. Sorry, if you already removed them, Melissa, I also took them for Carmelita.
I did not. Thank you for doing that.
I see extreme successes for climbing from both Carmelita and Bev. So the 2 of you going down the vines are able to grab the sturdiest of vines that are left, and you're able to just like quickly slide down, and then you like kind of swing the last couple of feet so as not to drop into the water, and you land on the rocks. You hear the splashes behind you as you see one after the other. These 4 jump in, leaving up top Marie, Will, Rick, Luke. Those are the 3 that are left. I'll say Rick Luke's been helping you, Will, trying to get this. And he's like, what the hell, Billy? What the hell is that thing?
I rolled an extreme success, a 7 under 60. I'm sorry, under 80.
And you're able to loop all of like the extra packs and things maybe you grab from some of the deceased porters and things that you were able to get together. And you're able to sort of weave those together and drop them down. Some of the people who like jumped clear in are now up out of the water and like grabbing the bags as they fall. And then this thing flickers out and then flickers back in, and it's suddenly just like 20 feet in front of you. Marie, Will, what are you doing?
Time to go, Ricky. And I run towards the edge and I jump.
So we see Will just leaps off, and you hear behind you like, don't gotta tell me twice. And then he leaps in after. It's like Butch Cassidy, Sundance, just flying off the edge. What about you, Marie?
Marie
All
is
by
is
yourself.
going to. Yeah, I know. Like referenced
pulls up a
Marie
gun, fires.
went to Will, and Will was like, "We gotta go, Ricky." Like, Marie, you just gotta hang out. No worries. Chops over here. So Marie is going to. My climb and jump are exactly the same, so I'm going to try to climb down.
There's no jump roll required. Jump in this case, you're literally just falling in. So jump I would require if you were trying to leap over a chasm. You're just falling into a hole, so you're fine.
Okay, so then I'll jump. Yeah, I'll just jump down.
Okay. All right. I do, however, need you. You actually can roll the jump, or you can roll a deck. Same with you, Will, but it's less about whether you successfully jump, and it's more about like how controlled you're all coming down. I'll explain it in a second.
I'll always take the
either
dex.
one of those. I'll take. Okay.
Is there a chance of taking damage here?
No.
66 under 70 for my
Just to
dex.
call it out, Patrick was with me, just so we have a
Sure.
point of reference.
I will have him jump because it's fun. All right, so he'll leap in after you and he'll splash because it's long. There's no way long.
Yeah, he would jump. Yeah,
No way.
100%.
Yeah.
Cannonball in this sucker. Are you kidding? All right.
Before I tell you what I rolled, I would like to spend 20 luck to give myself a d6 of health. Because
Okay.
I'm at 1.
Okay.
Giving myself an extra 3 health. I
Oh,
rolled a
yes.
0.
Oh.
You rolled a critical fail.
No, I rolled 0 under 80.
Yeah, crit
So you
fail.
rolled a
100
critical
over
fail.
80.
Okay. All right. You jump in and you sink further than you should. The depth of this is maybe about like 35 feet, but there's also these small little like cave plants coming up here and there. And maybe one of them like wraps around you and begins to sort of get you caught. So it's less about you like hitting the sides and more just as you're starting to swim back up, something wraps around your foot. Marie, how did you do?
66 under 70 dex.
Marie, you splash into the water. And as you're cascading around, you go to start swimming back up and you realize like you're in a place that is not filled with water. You're suddenly just like doing these random swim moves, but you are not in a pool in a cenote in the Yucatan. You're not in Central America. You are somewhere entirely different. You don't see any signs of Will or Bev or Carmelita. You are in a moment in your life before this entire quest began. It has to be a moment that involves either your significant NPC, the location, or an item. But I want you to tell me about this moment. Where do we find you as you momentarily do this random swim motion? And it's a moment probably of great fortune, a moment when like something really good happened to you, perhaps even in the face of something potentially bad happening. Instead, fortune smiled upon you. So where are we, Marie, and when is this?
So I am going to say that we are in Chicago. So
Okay.
Marie's meaningful location is the Emerald Mill and Cafe, which was like a black and tan in Chicago. And so I'm imagining that it was sort of a similar situation of kind of trying to like run away. So like when she was sort of in that phase of her life, her boyfriend at the time was like kind of mafia adjacent involved. And so there was sort of all of the kind of like speakeasy, like mafia stuff that was going on in Chicago. And so she was kind of adjacent to all of that kind of with him as well. And so I'm imagining it's sort of like a chase kind of a thing where she's trying to kind of get into kind of the particular area that you would need to, kind of like the duck behind the, kind of the false front kind of a thing. And she's like really trying to kind of get this like door kind of open. And it's just not opening. And it's kind of that like, she's got like 2 more seconds to be able to like get it open so that she can kind of like slide behind, and kind of just in the nick of time, she's able to kind of like open the latch and kind of be able to like open and kind of close it back in. And so then everything just sort of like looks as it's supposed to, kind of on the front end. And then she kind of successfully evades this chase.
Okay. And who was chasing you? Was it like the cops or something?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So we see like you, and was it just you running, or was your boyfriend with you?
We'll say both. Yeah.
Okay. So we see like the two of you like hiding, waiting. We hear the sounds of the footsteps of the police kind of chasing, maybe a police whistle, something like that. And then like you, for reasons that make no sense, just suddenly start to like make this like swim motion. And your boyfriend's like, Marie, what are you doing? Get down. Get down. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Sorry.
They're gonna come back. What the hell's wrong with you?
I was just
doing?
We made it. I thought we were safe. This was good. And
count to like 20 until they get further down the road there, and then we can get out. Come on now. Use your head. Use your noggin. What's wrong with you?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not so. And she's not the brightest, and kind of down on herself for that. Like, oh yeah, wasn't thinking. You got the smarts.
Now, Marie, you have. I will tell you, you shouldn't be here. Like, you have full and entire memory of jumping into the cenote, and then suddenly you're here.
I see.
Utterly no sense. Like this is this like for him, it makes no sense for you to be suddenly like mimicking a swimming, but for you, like this moment is completely anachronous to what's been going on in your modern life.
I see.
But as the two of you are talking, you suddenly hear the sounds of that police whistle get closer now. And you hear the sounds of football. See, I told you. Oh, you look what you did. Oh my goodness. And then you hear the sounds of like banging on the very like latch the door area that you just came in. You should like police, open up. We know you're in there. Police. It's like, oh goodness. And then you see him like your boyfriend like pulls back on his like zoot suit or whatever he's got, and he pulls out a gun. He's like, all right, if we're gonna go out this way, then we're freaking gonna go out this way. I don't care. They're not taking me again. And you see he's got the gun in his hand, and he looks like his face is like sweating profusely with panic. What do you do, Marie?
And so Marie is kind of starting to come to that kind of like realization that like he looks so much younger, because this was, let's say like 10 years ago or something. And Georgie, no. I don't know.
Open the door. Go ahead. Just open the door. I'm ready. I'm trained. Just you pull it open.
No.
1, 2. No problem. Pull the door open.
No.
Marie, pull the door open.
No.
Pull the door open.
No, I'm not even here. No. This is.
And he stands up and he reaches towards the door. He pulls it open. And you see this flood of water comes rushing in from where those cops should be, and completely and utterly encapsulates you and Georgie. You see the bodies of these two Chicago cops come rushing in, and suddenly your head pops above the surface, and you look around and you see various lanterns, people in panic. You can see the vines hanging down from above, from where the hole is. You hear the it's the sound that this massive monster gets closer and closer, and you see people splashing. You also gain 10 luck and 3 HP as you feel this sudden rejuvenation hit you. Meanwhile,
nice.
Rick reaches out, offers you his hand, like, come on, let's go. And he's like, wait a second, where's Billy? And Bev, Carmelita, you guys dropped. You're okay. You've got the porters. You were all like kind of pulling some of the equipment over to the side. You hear the sounds of the roars above, but everyone looks suddenly towards the middle where the water now is all splashing, and Will hasn't come back up. We cut inside. It's like this darkened, it looks deeper than it should be. And we see the body of Will just wrapped up and tangled up. Will, you're trying to reach up, and every time you make a reach with your arm to kind of swim up, it's almost like something else wraps itself around you, one after the other, until you suddenly your breath begins to give way and you black out. when we see you come back to, you are not here in the cenote. You are not here in the water. You are not in Central America. You are somewhere before all this bullshit that you have gotten into because of Frank Kearns has befallen you. Where are we? What special location or person or item are we seeing Will suddenly in this moment?
I think we are in North Africa. It's nighttime. We're at an airport outside of a French barracks, a very small airport. And there is a small cargo plane, a pilot that we may or may not recognize, and like pallets of like various things. There's like medical supplies there. There are things that look like they're packaged like Raiders of the Lost Ark type crates with like expensive things in there. And this is all very much like the cover of night. Like there's no lights lighting anything up. We're working in darkness. We're moving these pallets onto the plane.
You hear the familiar voice of like Frank Kearns, like, "Hey kid, you all ready to go? Everything's all settled. We good? Let's go."
Yeah, we just
get out of here.
We got a couple more pharmaceuticals. We got to get on the plane. This stuff's expensive. This is going to make us a ton of money.
Oh, yeah, goddamn right it is. We're never gonna have to work another day in our life. Hey, and he kind of like smacks one of the crates, and we can see like the logo for like the Winston Rogers, like the pharmaceutical company, the Winston Pharmaceutical Company. We can see that logo, and I'm like, who do you think the lout is that we're taking this from? He's just kind of cackling,
schmuck.
much younger. Yeah, he's probably got more than he needs anyway.
Oh yeah, he's not even going to miss it. Just a paperwork error is what they'll chalk this up to.
Yeah, paperwork error. Hey, that's a good one, kid. That's a good one. All right, come on. And again, he's much lighter. He's probably like 20 pounds, much younger, 20 pounds lighter. And then you hear the sounds of like a siren coming from somewhere on the other side of like this opened airplane area. And like wherever it is, airport area where like you guys are kind of loading this in. You hear the sounds of a siren. You can't see anything. You just hear the sounds. You're not sure if it's an air raid siren or if it's like a cop siren, like whatever it is. But you just hear the going off and off. And you're like, uh-oh. All right, kid, let's go. Chop. Come on, we gotta go. I'm gonna get started. And you see he like rushes inside to the cockpit. Will, what do you do?
I'm still trying to load these boxes. Like I imagine that we don't have anything that'll move the entire pallet, so we're just doing box after box by hand. After hearing that, I don't want to leave all this behind. So I start working a little bit faster, but I'm just like kind of like throwing it and sliding it through the plane as fast as I can.
You throw one in there and it shatters, and you just see like this explosion of water just kind of cascade on over all of the other crates. You see it splash up towards where the cockpit is. You hear Frank Kearns, like, "Kid, what the hell are you doing?" You pick up another one. It kind of sloshes around. It's at that thing where you're trying to carry something with a whole load of water. You throw it into the plane. That smashes. Now suddenly the plane is just dripping wet. And like you see Frank Kearns comes back out from Murray's in the cockpit, kind of looks out through the cargo area. He is soaking wet. Like he literally just got out of the beach. He's like, "What the hell's wrong with you? Kid, what's wrong with you?
Why are you wet?
What's wrong with you?" And you see like every time he says, "Kid, what's wrong with you?" he gets further and further and further away. His voice gets quieter and quieter and quieter. And then you can't even see him anymore. It's just this veil of blackness. And you are back in the deep waters of the cenote. You are drowning. Make a swim test. The rest of you, spot hidden test if you want to try to help out Will.
Yeah.
As we hear the sounds of that monster once more.
Do I get a bonus to my pulp or just straight
Absolutely.
because it's dark?
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. There's enough lanterns around right now that there is light around here, I'll say. You hear the sounds of as you hear something is encroaching and getting closer and closer to the edge of the cenote. Okay. Carmelita, you got a 27. That's a hard success. Yeah. You can see through the layer, like the sloshing around of this relatively dark water. You can see that there's a figure below, like shadows moving,
I'm
struggling.
leaping in without thought.
You jump in. Okay. You leap in and you start swimming down. And you can see he is caught on something. With your hard success, I'll say what you notice that he's caught on is there is like a skeletal hand that is literally gripping his foot. and it's just holding on. And he might not even notice it. He's just pulling up here and there. Like there's vines and things that are draped around him, but those don't seem to be weighing him down. It's just this skeletal foot that is hanging. Marie, extreme success. You see Carmelita jump into the water as well. Not only do you notice her swimming down towards where Will is, but you start to see this strange shadow, this flickering light as well, begin to emerge on the edge of the cenote. What are you doing, Marie?
Marie wants to go and try to kind of help Carmelita because she's, again, thinking like safety in numbers. Let's kind of keep everyone grouped together.
Okay. Will, how did you do on your swim test?
I had a good roll, but it wasn't good enough. I rolled a 30 over 20, and I don't have enough luck to pass.
Okay, make a constitutions test for me.
It's a 76 over 60.
Ooh.
You black out for real this time. There's no Frank Kearns. There's no Carmelita. There's no water. There's no special memory. It's just black. Carmelita, you're swimming down. Marie, did you jump in as well? Or are you just kind of coming to the edge? The two of you are down underneath in the water. You see that like Will is stuck and suddenly his eyes just kind of go dead. Like they don't close. They just go dead. His body just is limp. You see a couple bubbles come up from his mouth. How do the two of you want to help him?
I'm swimming down to the arm. I'm going to try and break it by kicking it.
Okay, give me a brawl test. That sounds great. Marie, what are you doing?
Marie would like to look around. Like she's good at finding things that are a little hidden. So like a vine or something like that she can assist, not so much with muscle, but with kind of like thinking through kind of like something like that.
Roll spot hidden.
Okay.
No, I can't. Never mind. I was gonna ask for audiences, but I'm like just under 50.
I like it. Marie?
60 over 45, but I'll spend the luck.
You start kicking and it just won't let go. This is unreal. How is it? You don't even see what it's attached to. You can't even see the darkness of the bottom. But then finally, with like the last kick, as your breath is starting to leave you, you kick and you see it shatter. Marie, you notice with your test, because I assume from your reaction that you did well. You see one of the ropes that Will and Rick had been using to tie together some of your supplies is still kind of wrapped around him, almost like his waist. You could grab it and just kind of start pulling from that instead of trying to swim even further. Just grab it and begin to pull back upwards.
Yep. So she, and just, can't really talk kind of in the bubbling, but just pulling and pulling and pulling.
Marie and Carmelita, both give me swim tests as you come up. This is just an opportunity for you to advance it. As you start swimming up, Carmelita having fractured the skeletal arm that kept Will pinned, Marie having grabbed the rope and is starting to swim up. You hear the sounds of Rick's voice. Over here, bring him here, Billy. Oh, damn it, Billy, I can't turn my head for a second. He's kind of grabbing you. Meanwhile, Bev, you look up and you see, looking down now from the hole, like at the rim of the hole to this cenote, you see it in its full light. It is sort of like this. The skin is almost toad-like in a way, kind of has that sort of glistening quality to it. But at the same time, the body is almost feline, jaguar-like in some ways. And you see this tongue unfurls and begins to dip down, almost like it's like seeking and searching. It's got this snake-like quality to it. Its head, it's like as a snake kind of moves its head, looking here and there. And you can see it's like looking and looking. Its eyes that it has, like these huge eyes in its body, tons of them begin to kind of shift and move as if it's searching and searching. And then as you're watching it, it flickers and disappears. Bev, I need a sand test. I'm going to say Will, Carmelita, Marie, being in the water, you didn't see it in its full light, so I'm not going to require it from you just yet. However, Patrick is going to have to do one, and I'm going to say the porters are as well. Patrick loses his shit. That's a fail.
Beverly also loses her shit. That's also a fail.
Your sand is getting so low.
Bev, you lose 2 points of sand.
What do you add?
Patrick only loses 1 point. Those are really low rolls. Meanwhile, I'm going to say Rick Luke is going to have to do one too. Rick Luke failed. He failed a roll. No. Rick Luke just lost 3. And you can say, what the hell is that? and he's like got in one hand, he's got the rope trying to help Marie pull Will up. In the other hand, he's got his gun. It almost looks like he's about to shoot at you, Marie, but then he reaches skyward and starts blasting at whatever's above. Then you also see some of the porters as well, because we've got 6 of those. I'm not going to roll for every single one, but I'll roll, say, for 3 of them who are unlucky enough to be looking up at the wrong time. 2 of them fail, and they go just running, fleeing into some of these caves. No! You see them racing away. The others are scrambling around. And Bev, you get the best look at it as you just see it staring at you, and then it flickers and is gone. Meanwhile,
Bev absolutely freaks out, especially because she was shot through the head with an arrow that flickered, and she should be dead. And then now there's this horrific thing, but she's convinced that as long as we stay out of the starlight at this time, we should be okay. So she will grab Patrick, and the rest of you are kind of in the water at this point. So she has Patrick, and she's just trying to get Patrick into shadows and to say what she believes will be safety for us.
And there are plenty of shadows in here, like the cave itself. Like there's all these different caves. It's almost as if like this large opening where the water is like the nexus of a series of caves that all seem to meet. And you saw that some of the porters that fled, they each fled down these different paths, these different tunnels. But you wait a couple beats as you're hiding in shadows. We see splashing up Will's body, Carmelita coming up right behind him. Marie, you're up on the rock now. You can see Rick as well. Will is unconscious, but looks to be potentially alive. But he seems to be unconscious right now. Rick completely empties his clip, firing at what now is nothing. And then you can see his hand starts to shake as he brings it back down. What is everyone doing now? Will is unconscious and might have just drowned.
I mean, we should promptly begin CPR.
For sure. And I think we'd be all running over that way.
First aid test, whoever wants to do it.
He's still bleeding out too because he never got to patch himself up.
I know.
Definitely going septic.
This will count towards that.
I have 55.
Okay.
I think you've got the second best, yeah. Will can't heal himself because he's unconscious.
56. I'm spending the luck to pass.
All right. So Will, you come to, you see like Bev was like maybe doing chest compressions or something. Water splurts out. You're back. You're conscious. You have the memory of jumping in. You have the memory of running. You have the memory of the Frank Kern's dream, vision, whatever it was. And you also have 10 luck back. And then whatever it is, you roll with your HP.
Ooh.
Bev, you want to roll that HP for me?
Oh, you want me to roll it when I've been rolling?
Whoever
rocks?
heals rolls.
Okay.
He wants to blame you.
I like that.
2.
Because you'd be like, oh, thanks, you
Could've been
passed.
worse.
And then you
Could've
roll
been
like
worse.
crappy. And then you're like, ah, you suck.
Thank you,
Okay.
Bev.
Mm-hmm. And
What-
Bev is kind of
what
just
just
hovering
happened?
over you.
Where'd Frank go?
He's not here.
He's over there. He was just shooting at the sky.
No.
Oh, wait,
that's-
Frank?
Yeah.
I would just assumed he meant Rick
Yeah,
Luke. Like, Rick's over
Rick
there.
is standing
He's shooting his gun.
like 2 feet from you, and his hands is shaking with his he's got his revolver in his hand, and he's slowly trying to reload his bullets. One of them like falls, clinks on the ground, and plumps into the water. And he just continues to try to do it again. You can tell he's very nervous as he unfortunately lost 3 sand on his failure.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's get out of the starlight. Okay. We're okay. You're okay.
Where are the caves?
We're
How many
near 'em.
caves? How many? Where's
There's a lot.
everyone
There's-
okay?
A lot. A lot.
Some of the
Did everyone
porters
make it?
fled. Yeah. Some of the porters fled. I don't know where they went.
Get the,
Did,
let's
wait,
get the
Well-
gear and get in the caves.
Well, did you say Frank or Rick? You meant Rick.
We'll talk about it later. Let's get the gear.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Carmelita is gonna go up to Rick, seeing that he's visibly kind of shaken, and put a hand on his shoulder and say really quietly, hey, come help me get stuff.
What?
Just,
yeah.
we gotta get stuff for the cave. Let's, just help me get stuff, okay?
Did you see it? Did you see it?
I was in the water getting well, so no.
What the hell was that thing?
I saw it. I don't know, but we
Let's
need to
just
move.
get stuff, okay? We can talk better after we get in the caves.
Yeah, all right. Okay. You see, like, puts it back in his, like, side holster that he has. And, all right.
Does that imagery of the creature that we saw match any of the, like, carvings that we saw?
It definitely has that kind of toad-like form to it, like the big mouth, the long tongue. A lot of that looks fairly similar. So yeah, it's not. It's there's definitely similarities, no doubt.
Okay.
So it's I would say it's about the size of like a small car. Like it was huge.
Yeah.
Like it was genuinely enormous. And you can I will give you pass. Did you pass your stand?
No, I failed it.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
then yeah, you're probably freaking out.
Still freaking out, yeah.
Just remember, like every time you lose sand, even if it's just one, everybody remember to think about how that's affecting you, because it should. Like you should be like in the moment, like whether it's your hand shaking, babbling, talking to someone that's not there. But I'll say I'm not going to give you the spot hidden then to see anything more about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bev, you're down to 30 sand? 30 sand?
sand. Don't cut me 10 more. Shit.
Sorry.
Quit creeping on people's character sheets, Melissa. Jeez.
I can't see any of those character sheets. It's just the roll.
She's watching the rolls.
Right in Foundry.
Yeah. Okay. So Carmelita, you help Rick away, and he like hesitates, and you can tell he's still looking up, but he's like stepping over top of the rock here and there, and he kind of does what you say, and his hands like shaking as he grabs some of these packs, puts them on his shoulder, and he kind of takes stock, and you see him finally start to like speak, but there's like a crackling in his voice as he like calls out to some of his assistants and such, asking where so-and-so is, and people kind of wildly pointing down tunnels here and there. What are y'all doing?
As Marie's kind of gathering things together, she probably would go over to Will. The reason I asked you about seeing, you said Frank, because when I jumped in the water, but at first when I jumped, I wasn't in the water. I was back in Chicago, like 10 years ago, and that's where I was for and then I was here.
Marie, I drowned. I blacked out. I was just in my own head.
And okay. Maybe it was just, maybe I sort of passed out or something.
Maybe you hit your head on a rock on the way down.
Maybe. Yeah, that's weird. I haven't thought about that in a really long time. Okay. And she'll kind of just walk away and just make sure that we're moving forward into kind of one of these cave areas.
Will would take his bayonet as well and try to like scratch lines into the rock of like arrows pointing the way out, essentially, as we move deeper into these caves with our packs.
Okay. All right. Anyone else doing anything in the immediate surrounds of the water?
I think like Bev is freaking out but and she is mumbling to herself, like, I know that we should map the caves. I understand that, but I don't know where my paper is. And it looks kind of like she's talking to Patrick, but all of you who have encountered this before wonder and are kind of listening in to see if she says someone's name. But Patrick does reply to her, but she doesn't really acknowledge him talking to her at all. And then she will proceed to kind of like dig in her pack, and then she will start to frantically scribble, kind of like, the water and then like the edges of where cave entrances are, and then she will continue whichever one we go down to kind of map that one out.
Okay. All right. So are we starting to leave? We're trying to navigate some of these caves. Is that fair?
Get deeper into the rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Will, are you leading the way? Are you like limping forward and leading the way?
I imagine I'd let Rick take the lead on this one, and I'd be towards the back, and like I said, scratching like marks to kind of guide us on the way out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bev would probably be with you.
So I imagine he's a bit lightheaded.
Yeah.
Sure. And got impaled with a spear.
Yeah, he's having a rough go. Been a bad night.
Which of you have the lowest luck?
17.
I have 15.
Lower. For now.
46.
For now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So 17. Well, go ahead and roll a luck test.
Oh, fuck.
27.
Okay. That's a fail. You push down one of these tunnels. And in the hectic nature of everything, maybe some of you think it's one of the tunnels the porters went down. Maybe it's not. It's hard to tell because there's literally like a dozen of them that are all feeding into this central chamber of water. You get maybe 10 feet down this cavern when Rick suddenly calls out, "Hey, we got a body here. It doesn't look like one of ours, though." And any of you respond to that?
I would move
I
up
would think
to
Marie
look at the body.
is pretty close to the front, so she would respond.
Okay.
We should take a look.
Carmelita will
through.
ask me to see if she can grab that photograph. See if we can match anyone.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, the
Yes.
Santa Dominguez expedition party.
Where is that? And she'll kind of go through her things until she finds it again.
Right next to Joy
Roll a
Boy.
luck test as you jumped in the water. Let's see if it's still intact.
Oh dear.
Oh, also roll a luck test to see if Joy Boy's dead and drowned. Jumping in.
Yeah, cats don't like water.
I'm not gonna kill a cat. Come on, he might have gotten out. I'm not gonna kill a cat. I'm crazy. A kitten. I won't kill a kitten. I'll kill a cat.
2 luck tests that you want me to roll.
Kittens are adorable. I was kidding about the Joy Boy one.
Okay. The first one I rolled was a 70 something over 46.
Okay, I'm gonna say that the photograph got marred. It's still intact. It's still there, but it's definitely smudged a bit, and it's not as easy, perhaps, to make identifications anymore. But it's definitely it's definitely been damaged by the water.
Oh,
so what do you notice? Those of you,
it got wet but here, and she's sort of holding it very delicately, sort of like by one corner as she kind of like picks it up and.
So that would have been good information to have, but it's much more important that Will got our help.
You've got your head about you, all of these things that we have going on around us, and she's sort of like looking back a bit to Bev, who she's concerned about because she just keeps muttering.
I'm scribbling away.
And
yeah.
Just.
Yeah.
I feel like you get to be Jeff a little bit. Like you're talking to Patrick, and Patrick's talking back to you. You're gonna play with yourself.
all right. So as those of you who come up to take a look, you definitely see a body. It is stuck with a few arrows, not unlike the ones that you've seen by the the remnants of the old camp, not unlike the ones that were shot at you. And you can see the body is lying face down, again, about 10 feet or so into this tunnel. You can tell without any check, based on purely on the rate of decomposition, that this is not one of your porters. As you can see that they have significantly decayed in some ways. You do also notice they have a head intact. So unlike the ones that you found up by the ball court, this one does seem to have its head intact. But it looks just like what you have. Like it does look like it's a porter. It has like one of those larger packs that many of your porters have been carrying. It looks like one of those. Because of the failure to kind of keep the photograph perfectly intact, there's no one here that you can match this up with. You're not entirely sure that photograph even encompasses the entirety, because you all are an expedition team, and then you have all these other porters that weren't part of any photograph. So it's possible they could have hired more help, but it's hard to be sure. But it doesn't look like anybody that is easily recognizable based on decomp. I'm not going to require a sand roll for this, as you guys have seen some dead bodies already. So,
Does
did
this
you
body
already
the way
mention how, like, if there was any indication of how this person died? I may have
the
missed
arrows
it.
for sure.
Okay,
Yeah, there's a bunch of arrows sticking out of it. So
thank
yeah.
you. I'm sorry if you said that I missed it.
It's all good.
the way the body is on the ground, does it look like he died while he was like running and he fell forward? Does it look like he slumped up
Yeah.
against the wall or something?
That I'll want to check for. So a medicine test would probably be a good one. If anybody has any other kinds of like
Not
forensic
first
science or something like that,
Like
I would take
biology?
I'd take a biology. Sure, I'll take a biology.
What about track?
first
Because I
aid.
was talking about like how he was moving.
I'll take a truck.
All right.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Failed anyways.
Okay. You're a dummy. You don't know anything.
Bev
I
comes
just
in.
drowned,
Hard
okay?
success. Biology.
You bang your head.
Nice.
Hard success, Bev. What you can tell is they. Okay, from what you would guess, based upon like the angle of entry, they are relatively like flat. So in the sense that you think that they were shot on a relatively even plane.
Mm-hmm.
So you would probably guess that they weren't like hanging out in that watery area and getting shot from above. So they don't have that kind of angle in. And you would also guess rate of decomp probably a couple months. Much like everything else, though, it isn't being eaten or feasted upon by anything other than like some bugs here and there. But you don't actually see a lot of them in this area. This actually seems like a very, very dead area. But no animals have come to mess with this.
Okay. They weren't shot from above. It was equal ground, so I'm not sure if he was shot and then fell down and then ran down this tunnel and succumbed to his injuries, or if he was attacked in this tunnel. So it may not be as safe down here as we were hoping.
Oh, are we just being corralled again? Like we thought that
We're
earlier
being hunted.
when we were kind of put in, and now we're down. And is this the same thing again? Did we fall for the same thing twice? That this is where they wanted us. They wanted us in here. We thought we were running to safety, and we're not.
I can't say, but this place is meant for rituals.
I don't know what kind of ritual that is. And she's just like, his body was just all the arrows in it. Like that he's got, I mean, I thank goodness, but he has his head. That's good. I'm glad. And she kind of looks towards I'm glad you have your head still. But that's just running and chasing.
Yeah.
As Marie is babbling, Will gets out his gun and pops out the magazine and starts reloading.
Yeah, and Bev will take the time to, look through the supplies that are still in here. She knows this guy was dead for months, but maybe there's something that we could take.
Sure. There's definitely a sense that some of the stuff inside is like kind of moldy and rank.
Mhm.
In this, like you would think it probably just like got super damp or at some point, and it just never kind of got dried out properly, which makes you think that
Maybe he did jump in.
like plunge into the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. His stuff inside his pack does appear water damage, so I do hope he was shot above before jumping down. But just let's be alert. You know, we are in.
Doesn't mean he wasn't shot down here, though.
I know, I agree, but it's a chance. We know at least he did jump down here. But let's be alert. Let's be smart.
Sure. And Marie sees Will getting out his gun, and so she's going to go through her bag and pull out her firearm as well.
Yeah.
Will kind of passes by Rick. She's been talking to a wall all night. Now she's telling us to be alert and smart.
And he like jumps as you like come up next to him as he was like staring down the cave, this like winding natural cave. It's not like a clear path. Like you guys are like climbing over top of things and stuff here and there, ducking every now and then.
What's up, Rick?
And he just jumps down there. What? No. Oh, Billy, I saw something up there.
You talking about that jaguar?
It wasn't a jaguar, Billy. I seen jaguars. That ain't no jaguar. That ain't no jaguar. That ain't no fucking tiger. That ain't a goddamn lion. I don't know what the hell it was.
Rick, we were telling you about some weird shit we've seen, right? Telling you about like these mouths and all that.
Well, it had a mouth on it, that's for sure.
And it had.
It's all just part of it.
Did you see its tongue?
I thought it was like a snake or something coming out of its mouth. Way it was like looking around for us or something.
Yeah.
And you can see like he like visibly shivers.
Yeah, and Bev
His
does
face
as well.
Kind of pale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
What do you think?
Go ahead.
Mouth. You think that's what got that woman?
Yeah, I think that's what got the woman. Let's just make sure it doesn't get us, right? Hey, why don't you watch our 6 for a while? Make sure you just keep carving marks as we go, so we can find our way out of here in a jiffy if we need to. All right?
Yeah, I can do that. Copy that, Billy. And you see he like starts to slowly move back, but you get the sense he feels very shaken.
All right, we want to keep moving. No sense poking around dead bodies. Let's find somewhere we can hole up for the night. And Will grabs the lantern and starts heading into the darkness.
Give me a navigate test if you want to take the lead there, big guy.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm so good at least. Oh, I actually am decent at least. Never mind. I just remember failing a lot of them.
You're decent at navigate. You're decent at track. You're decent at jungle. Did you forget the character that you made? You're supposed to be an explorer.
Pastor Wood is just so ingrained. That is a regular success. 41 under 60.
Okay. You do find that as you start moving around, like a lot of the caves kind of intertwine. And so you see like these cross caves come through, and then there's others that you have to almost get down on your hands and knees and kind of crawl under. You start to, for a moment, kind of lose track or lose sense of which direction you're going. You think you're vaguely going like southerly, but you're not sure. At a certain point, though, the cave opens up a little bit. The ground somewhat flattens, becomes a little bit easier to traverse. And you come across like a series of caves that have these piles and piles of bones. You can see of all different kinds, not just skulls, although there are skulls, but bones everywhere, lining the sides of the caves. You can see there's little niches and alcoves and such naturally carved, and they're piled up in there as well. You can see that it, like kind of scattered amidst some of them, are these ancient stone censers, the types of things like you would kind of like burn, like incense or something. And you can see these honestly, in some cases, like beautifully crafted, but dusty from and damp and dank, kind of scattered about here and there. And you just pass through like one after the other of these caves that look similar to this, just bones everywhere, like a handful of sensors, the stone itself kind of dripping almost a little bit with water. You can, if somebody wants, they can roll a listen test as you pass by some of these intersections.
I'd like to listen.
Maria always wants to
otherwise,
listen.
what is everyone doing as you kind of pass through these different rooms filled with these bones and such?
Marie definitely looks at the bodies, at the bones, just to see, like, okay. She doesn't know a lot. She's not like Bev with like biological knowledge, but just generally, does this look like human, animal?
I'll say free of roll, they do look human. You could roll, you could roll biology or medicine to potentially learn more. Carmelita, what were you doing? Or did you talk as well?
I don't want to hold up the column, but these ruins and rooms that we walk by, I think she is stopping and like just doing a quick once over for each of them, just out of curiosity.
You can... So you could give a spot hidden, but the problem with the spot hidden is it's super vague. So is there something in particular like you're looking for? Like, is there or just like when you say once over?
I think it's mostly just trying to get a sense of like, what are these rooms used for? Is there anything that indicates the nature of the room?
That would be an archaeology or an anthropology test.
Neither of which I have, but
you have history though, right? I would take history. I would take history in this case, yeah. Okay. How are those listen rolls, by the way? Let's start with those. Who rolled
failed.
Listen?
Also failed.
Okay.
I imagine I'm like still coughing up water, choking on it.
Every now and then you maybe hear the sounds of like earth moving here and there, like a crinkling of stone, but you never hear like voices or anything like that. And you don't hear anything else. It's all very quiet, just each other's breath and then occasional random shifting of like stone and pebbles and rock and debris, but nothing too noticeable.
You're saying we might have heard voices, which means there are other people down here with us?
You do know that there are two porters of yours that ran off into the caves
they're not talking
ahead of you.
Yeah, and Marie maybe
thinking he learned something when in fact he just demonstrated that he forgot something. Isn't that a wonderful kind of irony?
Marie was paying too much attention because I also failed. I don't really have medicine, so like she is trying to look at things and act smart, and she's not, and so she's not really listening then because she's like thinking and looking too carefully. So she like fails at everything that she's doing for like lack of attention and knowledge.
Carmelita, how did you do on that history test?
24 under 50.
Hard.
So you are, again, you're not an expert in this field, but you're from generally the area, right? Or at least to the west. And so you might be more easily able to access like certain materials. Maybe newspaper stories comes up of like an explorer who found this, or a study from the Universidad in Mexico City or something like that. But, or maybe you just caught like a photograph at some point in a newspaper. But from what you can tell, the bones and such aren't just haphazardly arrayed. They are placed within a particular kind of stacking that is in line as far as you know with Mayan practices that kind of honor the dead. Like that is kind of what you're seeing. This isn't just some random cave where some big predators like eating things and leaving the bones behind. Like this, everything is kind of carefully situated. So that's what you'd be able to learn from that.
I will call out to Dr. Key and to Rick Luke as well, and will kind of say to them, you mentioned that this was an area of for ritual and for worship. I don't
Do you hear that?
hear
Bev
what?
totally failed her listen test. So I think I don't. And like she's just so unbelievably stressed that she's not really going to be able to give you the information that you're trying to get from her. She's too busy.
She's not trying to get any information from you, but she sees the shaken look on your face and kind of puts a hand on yours, like, hey, it's been a very difficult day, Dogby.
Carmelita,
just come here, okay? Let me show you this. And she's going to launch into an explanation of how these are ritualistically placed as dead bodies. And the idea really is with like Rick before and Marie before, like really just trying to get their mind off the moment and focused elsewhere on something quote useful.
Yeah, let's focus on the mass murders that happened in these caves. So that we can
Listen,
calm
I'm
down.
just trying to be helpful in the only way that's immediately available.
Totally fair.
All right, Bet, if you're going along with this, you could roll a medicine or biology test. Anthro isn't going to give you anything more, but medicine or biology might.
let's
Looking
try
at these
and rip a
bones.
medicine to see if I can level that up. And
Yeah,
I
go for it.
can.
Natty 1.
Rolled a
Okay, that is a
one.
critical.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
What you can tell is that the bones are at least 300 years old. And I would say that because you got a critical success, they are from the 16th century and earlier.
Oh wow.
And as you go through the different policies, there's not a single bone that you see that is younger than that. They all go back that far. But you certainly see, you would guess just from whatever it might be, maybe it's a paper you read about a certain kind of marking to look for on bones, you would know that a huge chunk of these seem to be from the 16th century.
Oh wow.
So the 1500s.
And you see is like, because she's high alert and like she's stressed, but as you talk, like she does enjoy knowledge, and so that does kind of actually work to kind of reduce her stress a little bit and actually get her to look and see. And then that's when she tells you about how, you know, just how old these bones actually are, and that nothing really is younger than from the 1600s. And that's fascinating, but also
It is fascinating.
concerning.
What completely aligns with what you had said before about this being an ancient site for rituals.
I just don't understand how they're hunting us.
And the longer we spend here, the more I'm fairly
We should-
convinced we're not supposed to be here.
We should definitely, we need to go.
Okay. Anyone doing anything else while they're chatting?
I think Marie
Well,
would
or-
walk up sort of
Marie?
to the end of that conversation, and she's been like looking at this bone for a really long time, and she's going to sort of walk over to Dr. Key and just say, I think it's human.
Yes, it's a human skull that she hands me.
Just the skull itself. Good job, Marie. Great job. Gonna make a
We'll also be in the
scientist. out of
comedic
you, yes.
relief. Love it.
Yeah.
So quick me question, not necessarily Marie question. How does that timeline line up with what we know about like De La Vega's conquistador ancestor? Like that time frame, if we think this was like 16th century, we had gotten a little bit of information from De La Vega about his ancestor was the conquistador, and like when that time frame would have been, when like the conquistadors would have come, and like I'm trying, like to put that together in terms of like when that activity would have happened and when the ritual activity here with these bodies and
Right. I don't think you guys did a ton of follow-up in terms of researching Francisco
True.
de la Bellicazar. However, I think he would have told you that the family story is that Belalcazar got his great-great-grandmother, so that's De la Vega's great-great-grandmother, pregnant before disappearing into the jungle, and that he was a 16th century conquistador.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what was rolling around in my brain. Cool.
Well,
Noggin.
Were you doing anything throughout all of that discussion of bones?
I don't think he'd be as interested in the bones. I think he'd be looking at like the sensors and the different like stone carvings and things along that line. Just looking for any sort of imagery.
So one of the you can give me a. I'll take anything from geology to natural world, maybe to craft if you have it. If you have a craft skill.
Natural world is 40, so I'll go with that.
Okay.
76. I'm rolling.
Do you want to spend 36 luck, or do you want to push?
Oh, I'll definitely push.
Okay, so
What could go
describe
wrong?
the different tact that you're taking.
So I look at one of these sensors, and I think that it can move. So I start tilting it over trying to tilt it over to see if I can see anything underneath it or behind it.
Ah.
Oh, there we go. That's a 13. 13 under 40.
They do move. They all move. There isn't a single one that doesn't seem to be mobile. Like they're all, just maybe 2 feet in height, and they almost look like a tall goblet in some way, stone with some adornments here and there. So that's a hard success. Is that right?
Hard success.
No, it's not that big.
Would it be worth it to spend luck for an extreme? If it's only 5 luck,
Yes.
I'd spend it. I'll spend it.
It would.
Nice.
So with an extreme.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't spend luck on a push roll.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
Sorry.
never mind.
Sorry.
Okay. So they're stone carved, but one of the things you do notice is that some of them are studded with this kind of strange stone that you especially will, being a person who likes to appraise things, steal things, etc., rob tombs, etc. You don't immediately have like a comparison to like what kind of stone this is, like whether it's a known gem or something like that. It looks to you as if it's something new, which is saying something for you. So that's what you would be able to get. You know that there are some of the senses that you're seeing here and there are like a little different than others. Like some of them have like these patterns and such in them. But that's what you would get with your hard success, is that a few of them have these odd stones and geometric patterns and things in them that don't compute.
They definitely don't match like the stone in the caves here either.
No, definitely not.
Rick, would you come over here a second?
What? You see, he's like in the back, kind of jumpy. You say his name, what? Yeah, what?
Yeah.
What do you need, Billy?
Rick, I'm not really local, but do you know what kind of stone this is? It looks strange to me.
Sure. He'll roll an archaeology test. Yeah, he'll roll an archaeology test. Actually, geology, if you're asking about the stone, geology is the best thing to do, which he doesn't have. Science geology, I should say. But I'll give him an archaeology roll. Okay, he rolled an 11. Okay, so he takes a look. He grabs the one that you're holding out of your hand. And he's like looking, kind of moving it around a bit here and there, holding the lantern up to it. You see the light reflects oddly off of some of those studded stones, and some of the patterns themselves. These like swirling, carving, geometric patterns that almost seem dizzying in some ways. And he's like, oh, I'll be damn. No, Billy, I don't know what the hell these things are. Look at the way the light kind of, like doesn't watch. And he kind of holds up and like you can tell the light doesn't properly reflect in ways that it should. It's like interacting oddly. Man, I ain't seen nothing like this before.
Hey,
You know,
Rick, you mind setting it back down on that pedestal for a second? I got an idea. And I want to grab one of the extra packs we have and just like grab. Do we have torches? Would that be fair to say? Break one in half and put parts of the torch on one sensor, put parts on the other, and light them both up, and try to see like how the light, like from the fire inside it, would like refract through the stone.
Okay. You go through this process, and you can see like one of the things you notice is that the shadows kind of dance strangely. Like everything kind of moves in a way that almost seems like illogical, like the light moving through some of the and reflecting off some of these studded stones. But then even as like the lantern or the torchlight is sort of pushed onto the cave wall, even that kind of flickers around and sort of moves in a way that doesn't really make a lot of sense. And like Billy, like he's like standing next to you. Rick is standing next to you, like, Billy, this it ain't make no sense, man. You know, I heard like some stories about like meteorites, man. They like fall down to like the earth and such, and like they make these big old craters and things. And like back when I was at college, you know, and like those like rock nerds, man, they get all like excited about that kind of stuff because sometimes they got like metals and ores and things that are like they ain't of this world, man. Something different entirely, you know. Like that's a real thing, but it ain't like no weird like alien nothing or other or whatever the hell it might be. But like it's like something we don't have, you know, something that ain't on Earth. That's crazy.
Sounds like you're telling me that a museum would love to have one of these sensors in their collection. And I grab the sensor and I throw like the torch out and I start making room in a pack.
You know, gotta make sure we gotta check that back in when we get back to Merida.
We made a deal with the museum in Merida.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We gotta check that in with them. We can't be taking that stuff.
I'm not saying it's for us. I'm saying it's for them. They're going to want to see it and study it. Think of how much history that they could learn from this.
Are you telling the truth?
I do want to get paid for it, but I'm not planning on taking it past Merida.
Okay, then no roll necessary. He's like, yeah, that makes sense. All right, yeah. But if they say to bring it back, you're bringing it back. I ain't bringing it back.
I'll bring it to the tree line.
No, man, you take it with you. It's your responsibility.
Yeah.
All right. What are the rest of you doing by that? Anything in addition to what you've already kind of done with the bones?
I would like to comment on the dancing shadows. And because her first thought is to look around and see like what is casting them, and when she doesn't see anything that could reasonably be casting them, kind of ask after you guys are done talking, was that you just now? The shadows?
I want to clarify, like the shadows are being cast, or just being cast in ways that are inconsistent. Like the way the light is reflecting is like creating like these weird angles that shouldn't be there.
Okay,
like this,
then
it still looks like a
walk back. I don't do anything particularly then. Thank you.
It's still odd. Like I'm not saying it's not odd, but like you would know like what's casting it. It's not consistent in terms of like that form shouldn't be being made.
No, I have no reason to be paying attention to shadows, but so I don't think she would be. So nothing further. Thanks.
For Marie, is there sort of like color in this stone area? Like anything that's sort of like colorful or kind of anything like that? Because that would kind of draw her attention.
Not really, no. Like you haven't really noticed. Like everything still here is very much cave wall. You know, you don't really see any like refined statues or carvings or anything like that. So it's just kind of like piles of these bones with those like kind of sensor things that Will took kind of immersed in between them. And there's nothing overly colorful now.
I would say that Marie then would, if there are kind of ways out of this, then maybe that's what she kind of starts to do is kind of like other people who know more are kind of looking more intently at these things. And so then she'll try to figure out where like the next place should be that we would go.
Okay. You can roll navigate.
All right, it's 30. It could be worse. I'll take 10 audience to put it to 40. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, I'm so mad. I get so greedy all the time and I screw myself out of advancement. I rolled a 12.
Okay. That's a hard success. You would notice as you are in these series of like these pockets of rooms with these piles of bones and such, you do actually notice that one of the caves out of this room narrows down to this smooth, refined stone doorway. And you can tell it's carved into the rock, refined, hewn in such a way, and seems to lead into this dark tunnel. And you kind of just hold your lantern or your torch forward. You can kind of see the flickering of light, and even the floor itself seems to steady. It actually looks like the caves transition into something more refined and more hewn.
And so she would kind of go back to the group and if I not to rush anyone, but once you all are done here, it's very interesting. In that direction, it looks like there's even more that's been done. Everything is sort of smooth, and then there's more there. So I think if we're gonna leave in this direction, we may want to go that way. Not to rush anyone though. Whenever you're ready.
With that, Will takes his bayonet and just has a long scrape along the rock floor in like an arc that like curves from like where we went towards the direction that Marie's pointing.
Okay. Does everyone push forward with her?
Yes.
Okay. So, and Marie, you move out and through. Will you follow? And the two of you see a corridor opens up. Proper flat floor. You see these large kind of blocks, like these big plinths of stone kind of gridded out in front of you. This long corridor that disappears off into the darkness. You think you see up ahead there might be like a cross section that might, like an intersection that carves out of it. But you definitely notice like the walls themselves have started to have the things that you were kind of looking for before, those stones, those friezes, those engravings. Those things are starting to appear along the sides here and there. Definitely like inscriptions along the way. The ceiling is maybe 7 to 8 feet tall. It's not particularly high, so for those, if any of you are tall, like it does feel a little cramped. Rick's a big guy, so for him, at 7 or so feet, like it's like he's bringing the torch down a bit. What do you guys want to do?
Dr. Key, there's inscriptions here. You would probably want to take a look at them. They don't mean anything to me, but they might to you. And Carmelita maybe as well. Not sure if you can read any of this.
I'm going over.
Yeah, I'll go look at them.
And she'll kind of hold the torch up to help illuminate.
Okay. Bev, Carmelita, as the two of you like follow the direction that Marie's pointing, the lantern shines down the corridor. You walk out towards where she's pointing, and you take a couple steps, and then you suddenly feel the ground give way beneath you. as you feel like those large stone planks suddenly tip inward. I need both of you to make a dex test as you move.
Ooh.
And a hard success is what you're going to need.
11 under 80. So I did.
Okay,
I spent
that's an extreme.
I spent luck to get a hard success.
Okay, so both of you start moving, and you immediately feel the dipping of the stones. Like one of you's on like one side, one of you's on the other, and both of them dip inward towards like the center of the corridor, and both of you start to slide down into it, and you're able to at the last second like sort of jump back, and you see that the ground in front of you, it just tipped almost to a 45-degree angle, and you saw it opened up a channel between them, and you can see that it would have continued to spin and kind of grind you down between those stones. Carmelita, with an extreme success, I'll say you notice that beneath them, like where it's falling, like for a fraction of a second, you see spikes and you see a body impaled on one of them.
Scrambling up, she's gonna say loudly and panic to everyone, "It's a trap! There are spikes! It's that's a trap! It wasn't
I just wanted
just
you
the floor giving way. It was."
All right, hold on.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I just thought you would look at the wall. I didn't know.
You didn't. I didn't know. How could you have known?
Oh,
I feel bad. I called you over to look at them, and then and Marie can't help herself. She's also going to look if the ground is still kind of askance, that she can also look down and see what's in there. Or if it kind of came back up to flat.
Spot hidden. I would want at least a hard success for you. It all happens
Sure.
really fast. I would want at least a hard success to intentionally see anything. As they
Yeah,
are,
I rolled it straight.
they do seem to be. They
Coming
do seem to
back.
reset themselves.
Yeah, and Marie was
Yeah.
taking so much time to apologize that by the time she goes to look, they're just reset again.
okay.
Hey, Dr. Key, you're okay?
Somehow, and she's just kind of like speechless because again, like she's been talking about how we need to be observant and like careful, and she's been listening for like creature dangers that it didn't even cross her mind again that traps are still a thing that we have to be concerned about.
I'll be more
This
careful.
is why you brought me
Oh.
along. And I start tying a rope around my waist. And Rick, you hold on to this side. Ladies, if you don't mind holding on behind him so we can get some extra weight. And I'm just going to ease my way forward. Now I will be able to set this trap so that no one will fall through it. Get to the other side.
Wait. Dr. Key, did you still want to look at the wall just from a little farther away before we move on? There's still
I
things
would
to see.
say you would need to get closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
need to
see.
get closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's only one path forward. It's just like this narrow corridor, like you see like a stone plinth on either side. So yeah, you hand Rick the other side of the Billy. You sure about this, man?
Oh, yeah, I've done it 1,000 times.
Yeah, Carmelita is gonna have the same, like, if we don't absolutely have to go down there, then maybe we shouldn't.
Well, maybe the key to the whole situation is on the other side there. We should at least take a look at it.
But
It's all right. You guys will you'll have my
I'll look at
weight.
the
I
ground
won't
better.
slide forward, and we'll just ease through. I'll be able to pick my way through those spikes, be on the other side in a jiffy.
Carmelita's gonna do her best to point out where this trap thing happened, and will sort of explain, like, there were spikes down there. I think I saw a body. It all happened very fast.
Does anybody have craft or mechanical repair? a craft skill that might be applicable to this, or mechanical repair? I think it's mechanical repair.
I
right?
have a
Mm,
10
Yeah.
in mechanical repair.
Yeah, I think we all
Oh,
have
We're not
Shyma
mechanics.
used to have it's true. You
Yeah.
have the convert password, Stephen Minds about Shyma and mechanical repair.
If you want, anybody who wants to can make a mechanical repair. Marie, you had failed your spot hidden, right? When you rolled it a
Yeah,
second
because
ago?
I needed like a hard success and I just got a regular.
What I will say with your regular success, because you were looking for something specific, but I'll roll it over to something a little bit more general. You do notice that there is a single like wide seam. It's about 4 inches in width that runs down the middle of the floor. And you can see that there are numerous seams of a similar width that are running perpendicular to these. It's as if the floor itself is made of two rows of stone columns. They're each about 4 feet long. And you're able to see that at least as far as the light will let you see. You just kind of see the same thing. Just think of it like a big grid. And that's something I would say you would get with your regular. Anybody who wants to try to make a mechanical repair is welcome to do so.
Are there letters on the grid because Jehovah starts with an I?
It does. It does. Except this, this is a Mayan temple, so it doesn't have those letters. Why you got to make everything about the white man? Well, just saying.
Because I'm a narcissist colonizer.
All right. Who is anyone rolling mechanical repair?
I have a
Tried.
10. I'll roll it.
Only with 10.
I rolled a 22. I will spend the 12 luck because I've done this 1,000 times before.
Okay. Well, as you're wrapping up and like Carmelita and Rick are both like, you sure you want to do this? You've done this 1,000 times before. One of the things that might give you confidence is that you notice that the floor, you're pretty sure, only rotates in one direction. You think it goes inward. So you're pretty sure it kind of sort of tips inward like that.
And I know how to apply that information to this
But then if you
scenario
stay to the
perfectly.
outside, it would go like if you stay at
Wow.
the top, then it would go down, but you're at the
Sorry.
edge, I think.
I knew Will was a dummy. I didn't realize Steven was.
I don't know what we're talking about. I will stay at the edge, as Will deduced, not Marie.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally. I failed. You passed.
Okay, so you, with the rope, are now trying to move forward, staying at the edge of the corridor as opposed to like across the stones or in the center. I still need you to roll a dex test. However, I'm not going to require a hard success this time. It's just going to be a normal dex test to very
easy.
carefully keep your balance, because you're keeping your balance on a very narrow edge on the outside.
All right, one die bounced, but the other die was a 0-0. So as long as I don't roll a 0 here, I'm doing pretty well. 4 under 80.
Oh my god!
Hell
He was
Wow.
dead. He was dead if he critically failed. If he fumbled, I would have ground him into a pulp.
Oh,
I can't roll
man.
2 zeros in a session, can I?
I would have totally done it, and then we would have been like, and that's it for tonight. We'll see y'all later. It's crazy.
Oh, man.
Okay, once or twice, it's a little nerve wracking as like you put a foot down and you see the things start to shift. You realize like they all seem like, even though the floor seems from a distance like as if it's a sturdy stone floor, you realize as you're moving over top of it that it is very much not just that they rotate, but they're set up in such a way as they are mobile and shifting. Like it gives off the impression of this like sturdy, thick, heavy stone floor, but it is anything but. But you are able to very carefully move along the edge, and I would say that would take you maybe 30 feet down the corridor until you reach an intersection. The corridor continues straight, but you also see this intersecting, this sort of branching halls, one to your left, one to your right, and you notice the floor for those doesn't seem to have the same kind of setup. It almost only looks like the corridor has this sort of trapped channel like this.
All right, so it looks like if you all follow my path, we'll be okay. We'll have you tie one end of the rope that I just pulled across around your waist, tie a second rope around your waist, and the person on the other side will keep it. So we'll have both sides anchored to help support you if you have a misstep. All right, Rick, you good with that? You stay as our anchor over there.
I got you, Billy.
All right, who wants to go first? Marie?
I'll go first.
Carmelita?
I'll make my way over.
All right, Dex test to move across.
Do they get a bonus die because we've got the rope?
Yeah, that's fair. Everyone take a bonus die for that.
Rick Luke's not going to get one, but
27 under 80.
Okay, and you're able to get across without a whole lot of difficulty, and you catch up with the will. Who's next?
I just want to get it over with.
Go ahead, Dr.
Your
Key.
bonus die. Okay.
22.
Nice.
22 are a success. You as well. Move carefully. I will afford you a archaeology test if you want, as you move past some of
Ooh.
these inscriptions and things that you see.
Yes, please. 17, hard success. If I
Wow.
get more, I'll spend 3 luck to get more info.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I would actually give you a little bit more if you had an extreme success. I'll just sort of roll that into a different test. Okay. This is a very confusing path for you, Bev, because the stone engravings that you see, it's like you definitely see what looks like Mayan carvings. But then you see almost as if something has been attempted to carve over top of it. You see this other kind of aesthetic that is not based on the research that you've been doing recently, consistent with sort of Mayan culture, Mayan ideology. And then you see that is almost like carved atop it. It's just this cascading mix of engravings that seem to be fighting with each other in terms of the origin of its aesthetic. And there is clearly 2 separate aesthetics that seem to be showing here. Not only that, but 2 separate scripts as well. Some of those you're able to untangle a bit. Others seem almost alien in terms of like the script itself. It just feels, it makes no sense to you, the script of it. It's like a person who has never seen like a Cyrillic alphabet suddenly trying to read the Cyrillic alphabet. It just makes no sense. Yeah.
Does the cadence... So I read the one book, Revelations of Glaki, and that also came across as just really alien, and it just kind of tickled my brain in like that weird way. Does it give me kind of that same vibe, or...
Oh, this looks nothing like that. Like
Okay.
they're both as bizarre and crazy and alien, but in ways that are different than each other.
Okay.
So because you got an extreme success, what you can sort of glean from some of the script and then trying to intuit maybe what some of the overlapping engravings might also be trying to convey, it seems to be a battle for ownership of this site. So this very place, Shishen Shoshul, it seems as though it was of Mayan culture, of Mayan origin, and then stolen or taken or conquered by the Shoshul, perhaps. And then, perplexingly, it says the Mayans built it, which is temporally out of sync. It's almost saying that it existed. It was stolen, and then it was built. And then it was stolen again. So things are kind of out of order. And you think for a moment maybe that you're just kind of reading it wrong, but you're not. Like, you're confident you read it once, twice. You maybe even hear people shouting like, you gotta move, Bev, come on, you don't want to stand there too long. And you keep looking at it and looking at it. Now, okay, again, you got an extreme success, so I'm just gonna roll this into it. You've done some reading into Shishen.
Yeah.
Shoshul. Chichen Shoshul. It's almost like it's almost like there is some sort of narrative here. So the sections that you see with the Shoshul that are kind of almost responded to in some way by things that are scripted with the Mayan, it seems to refer to something about the tombs being etched from the stone by the shantak of their god, whatever that means. So that, and I would say, like, you wouldn't know specifically what it is, but as if the very tomb itself was somehow like created or etched or carved or unearthed from the stone by this Shoshul deity. And then you hear like Rick call out, like, come on, Dr. Key, gotta keep moving. And maybe you look over and you like wave at him. And then when you look back, some of the inscriptions that you just looked at are gone.
Oh, what the hell? In the fact that happens, like, you kind of see as she reaches out and then maybe briefly it starts to tilt, and so she regains herself, and that forces her back away from the inscriptions, and she hustles back down the hallway. But when she gets over to the other side with Will and Carmelita, she's kind of babbling again about how the hunters, metaphysically phased in and out of existence, and then the etchings themselves, some of them phased in and out of existence. Something's rewriting time. The writings.
Bev, you've been talking to walls all night. Okay, you got to listen to yourself here. All right,
I'm not
listen to what you're saying.
Walls. This is beyond it. We are investigating ancient gods and deities, and you're just.
We believe you. We believe you. We saw all of the things that were in and out. We believe you. And the walls are doing the same
Let's
thing.
just focus on getting Marie and Rick across before we start talking crazy, okay? We got to focus on the problem at hand.
You don't understand. This is bigger than that. They're time traveling.
Okay.
What
Beth.
are you talking about over there?
Time travel. And Beth, can we untie... I start like untying the rope from around your waist, like without even waiting for you, and then tie it back onto the rope that they have to like bring it back.
Rick pulls it back. All right, Marie, let's go.
And I rolled a
Marie,
58 under 70 for my dex.
All right, and you make it across without issue. And
I almost
even
think she's looking to Bev, like she's so worried about Bev that instead of like looking down and being worried about all of the things, that she's kind of just like looking straight towards Dr. Key, like she needs to like help her, and maybe that kind of motivates her a little bit to just.
Okay. And even though Will and Steven forgot that you had 4 porters with you, half of which have names, Eduardo and Raul, I'm going to say they're going to go first and Rick will go last. Like, come on,
I said
Eduardo,
Rick was going
go.
last. I said Rick
But
was
the
going
porters.
last.
You
The
literally
porters.
said, let's wait until Marie and Rick get over here. They had no care whatsoever for the one of the dudes who actually, there's
It
two
was
dudes.
implied that they would go after Marie and before Rick.
No.
So while Jeff is rolling for that, I'm going to welcome raiders from La Tirada Oculta.
Also, we have
Thank
to roll
you
for Patrick.
for the raid.
I will. I'll get Patrick too.
We were going to
thank
put
you for
him
that
in the
raid
pit.
so much. Okay, the 2 named porters, Raul and Eduardo, make it across. So now let's do the unnamed.
You didn't even bother
Oh.
to name them, and you're giving me trouble.
You guys, they have names. You guys don't know them because you haven't talked to them.
See?
All right, they both make it across.
What are their names?
Yay.
As he gets over, hey, do I know your name?
Who are you?
Have you been here the whole time?
Crazy. Yeah. One of them's name is Miguel, and the other one is named Carlos.
Ooh.
I have a list. So nice try, buddy. You do have a list. I just didn't know them off the top of my
Muy
head.
bueno.
But I
Muy
knew them
bueno.
because I have them here. Okay.
And
Now we go to
Patrick.
Patrick. Here we go. Ooh, that ain't a good roll.
With the bonus die?
No, he's fine. He's fine. They're both over 50. So so I had 2 50s. I had two 5s. 2 50s and then the number. So yeah, he's all right. So everyone gets across. You kind of catch up to this intersection.
Rick made it too.
And Oh yeah, I gotta roll for Rick. Man, all these people. Rick falls. You
Did
see,
you
he's
roll with a
moving.
bonus die?
Because he didn't get. I failed on both of them. So he wouldn't have. He wouldn't even have gotten the bonus die. Rick fails.
And we only had one
80
rope on him instead
85
of 2.
and 95. So even if so that's a fail for him. And so you see him trying to move. He's like, I'm coming, Billy. And all of a sudden he stumbles. It's maybe like there's like this small little like there's a small little like rumble in the tunnel itself. Like you just hear this like almost like a grinding sound deadened by the walls. And he misses a step. His leg goes down onto the block, and then he goes tumbling in. And you hear the sounds of him falling. And then as he does so, he's like crunched and grinded between two of these stones. He's going to take some damage from this, and then we'll see if he lives.
Rick,
all right, so he's going to take.
Will starts
Is there any
heading
way
back
to
out.
lunge after him?
No. I mean, you can. You're not going to get there in time. It's like a good 20
Yeah.
or 30 feet. So lunging isn't really going to do anything. That's going to be okay. So he took some damage, and you guys can see now he is like stuck and trapped between these two blocks. Like, oh shit! God dang it! God! And he's trying his best to get his face is getting beat red as his like legs have now, you can't even see him anymore. They've slid down through like these two stones.
I'm
that
coming,
are
Ricky.
still shifting
I'm coming.
and moving.
I got
right
the
with
rope.
Will.
We're not
Okay.
running. I'm very carefully going along the grid. And I would tell you to stay back too, but you're probably not going to listen.
She's not listening.
Okay, both of you roll dex tests as you move.
Give me
do
space
not
so
get the
you don't
bonus
shift
die
this
time.
while it's underneath me.
So something Bev would like to do is find a way to stop the turning of the grinder, essentially, to try and help it prevent him and then now Will and Carmelita from being ground to death. Is there like, can we like forcefully pull it so that it doesn't continue to turn, or like find something to wedge in there to stop it?
No, I don't think so. Like these are massive stone,
Okay.
huge cubes. Like the
They're
tonnage
cubes.
of these
Got it,
are
okay.
enormous. Yeah. So like you're fine. Like if you, and you would also have to like move back down towards
Okay.
the two cubes that are now pinning him to do that. Okay. How did Will and Carmelita do with
I got-
their movements?
A hard success, 32 under 80.
I
Okay, so the
failed
two-
with an A9, but I spent the luck to pass.
Okay, the two of you come bracing out. We'll say maybe one of you is on the left
Opposite
side, one of
sides.
you's on the right. Yeah, and you start moving down, and both of you now are. He's like, no, don't you go die for me! God damn it!
I ain't planning on dying.
And you doing?
And I try to like lasso the rope around him first while he's stationary.
okay.
Rick, you get this around you, and I'm gonna ease this side down. Carmelita, you make sure your side comes up. That way he's got something to stabilize himself with. The rest of you, and I yell down to the porters, pull as soon as I say so.
Okay, Carmelita, what do you do?
I'm following Will's instructions and waiting for this to be able to be something that I can pull up.
He can't do anything with his.
Okay.
His arms are literally on like Rick are literally on the flats of the stones that are now dipping in, and you can see with his fingernails digging into the stone. One of them snaps, and you just see blood squirt out as he's just like trying with his fingernails just to keep from sliding. If he moves one of his arms, he will slide down, and you'll never see him again.
Okay.
So
Okay. What I'd like to do then is there a way for me to get down into the pit and be between these spikes, or are the spikes entirely
No,
too
there-
close
it's a
together?
big drop. It's a drop. Like you would
Okay.
see, like there's definitely a drop. So if
Okay.
you fell down in there, it is going to be next to impossible to get you out.
Okay.
I would say you could roll a dodge test if you wanted to try to like kind of straddle and get kind of close to him and maybe get the
That was
loop, the
my
rope that will.
next thing to ask, is if I can figure out a way to help get the lasso around him.
Okay, yeah. Give me that dodge test. We'll see. And this is for you
Okay.
to not fall in as you like reach carefully.
Okay.
And try to-
I'm
try to
gonna
wrap
take
that
2
rope around
audience
him.
dice to put me up to 40.
Okay.
You have a 20 dodge
Nice,
in your
nice.
I
hand?
have a 20 dodge.
Oh,
Nat 1. Second one this session.
critical success.
Everybody
Awesome.
wants Rick Luke to live.
He's like a golden retriever, man. Everyone loves Rick. Remember the days in Merida when
I
people
remember.
were so obsessed with him?
I
Now you're like-
apologized and everything, and now I'm in love with him.
I can't wait until he steals all your money. Okay, so you wrap the rope around him, and he's like, "Carmen, what are you doing? Get back against the wall!" And then at this point, like you're able to reach down, wrap, and then pull back right as you're about to like lose your weight onto him. You're able to get back. He is completely. You got him lassoed basically. You manually lasso him, and now Will, you can roll a strength test. I'll give you a bonus die. You've got people helping you. You've got the critical success. It's perfectly affixed to him. And so if you fail, you know what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, he's a little too much like me. I
You
feel like there's only
fucking
enough room for
feel
one
you
Brit in the
guys.
party. So honestly, I win either way. Like, there's no pressure here.
Okay. It's 2 natty ones tonight. Two critical successes tonight.
Jesus.
That is a 16 under 50.
Hell yeah.
And you're able perfectly fixed. Like you don't choke him as you do it. She kind of has it like underneath his armpit. She wraps it around. You're able to pull him up, and he's like, "Ugh." And you slide him up next to you, Will. And he stands. He gingerly puts his foot. You can see his foot is scraped. His leg is like scraped. And not only that, but his like whole body, one side of his body, his clothes have just been compressed, and there's a huge welt. He took a ton of damage, but he's still conscious. And you're able to get him up. And I won't require you guys to do another roll to go back, because I think at this point you kind of know what to do, and you're very carefully moving back. You've got the rope to help you, and all of you make it back to that intersection. Rick alive, but having taken some damage.
Can I do some first aid on him?
Yes, go right ahead.
All right,
Do you want to
Rick,
move
you
off
doing okay?
into one of these intersections?
Definitely
Just the
get
floors
out of the
moving.
trap before I do it. Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to
He just
bandage him
kneels down
while
in
he's
the middle.
Like,
And that's that.
you okay, Rick? You took a bit of a fall there, but you're fine now. You're fine. I got you. We're gonna patch you up, buddy.
all right. Just a scratch. And as he says that, he spits some blood up.
Can you push a first aid roll? Is that allowed to
I
happen?
think so. I think so.
but-
The danger is that you're going to do
but-
damage to him if you fail.
Pushing example for first aid is employing high risk methods to stabilize the wound. Okay, Rick, I think this rib is broken. I'm gonna have to apply some pressure here. All right, this is for your own good. It'll be all right. And then I just kind of like
You do.
watch this be where I crit fail.
Oh no, don't jinx it.
Okay, so the first one was a 92 over 72. The second one was a 26 under 72. So that's a hard
yes.
success.
Give me a D4.
Oh, I roll this one in the Foundry. That's lost connection to the server, so I'm just going to roll it manually.
Yeah.
1 point.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
I always roll ones on first aid.
Jeez, thanks, Billy. I feel so much better. Oh, goodness gracious. And every time he talks, you just see like blood coming out of his mouth. You can tell he's got some internal injuries. The compression of the stone against him, like it was literally grinding him down, and he would have fallen. Like anyone falling through that is not going to survive. Okay.
Don't you feel better,
Wow.
buddy? We got you.
Gonna live forever. Thank you. While that's happening, what do the rest of you do?
I am looking for additional traps or things we need to be wary of.
Give me a spot hidden test.
And I would say Marie would have gone over to Carmelita. That was such quick thinking. You just got that rope just right around him. That was I was thinking I should do something, and before I could even think something, you had it done.
You just, and she kind of slumps against the wall. She's like, thanks. I think I just need a minute. Because she hasn't really given herself a minute since like everything.
Yeah, and Marie will just kind of like that. Well done.
Was really hoping that pulling Will out of the cenote would be the last thing today, but it's okay.
The way these things tend to go, we're going to be in it for a bit. So definitely take a breath while Will's tending to Rick Luke, this is going to be a while of this.
You know what? I had a strange moment before everything happened. I thought Eduardo was my old friend Sebastian. But that was before everything.
Well,
but it was probably just the stress of.
I had a moment when I jumped in to that pool area, and I thought I was back in the 20s in Chicago, being chased, and I saw. Yeah, I also. I didn't confuse one person for another, but that was what I saw when I thought I was jumping into water, and it wasn't water, and then it was water, and there's something here. There's definitely things here that we can't always trust our senses.
Yeah.
I talked to Will, but he said maybe I just hit my head. So I thought maybe I didn't remember it, but maybe we are seeing some things.
I don't think I hit my head.
I don't think so. Maybe it's just a place. Sometimes places will do things like that. But take your minute. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
no, I'm sorry. I just need to catch my breath.
Absolutely, sure.
Bev, how'd you do on that? Test.
I got a hard success, but would an extreme success give me more info?
No, you don't have to spend any more.
Okay.
You don't notice any additional trappings on the floor. As you can see, everyone takes a breather and kind of scatter about against the walls, taking a deep breath. The ground seems solid, seems firm. You start to peek a little bit further down this intersection, like the cross-cutting path. And you notice what looks like a series of alcoves that have all been barred in some way. Like they have various beams like crisscrossing in front of them. They definitely have the look of like a prison cell, but a makeshift one, not necessarily anything that looks particularly specific. You notice as you look into the one to the south, as you kind of come to the end of this small passageway, and there's like 3 of these, one on the south wall, one on the west, one on the north. And you notice on the south one, the first one you pass, there is a large metal lever sticking out of the ground. And while you're over here, I would also say you hear a voice. You hear like kind of a sobbing, and then this hoarse, like almost like a humming or a singing, like "Que por mayo era, por mayo, cuando es el calor, cuando los trigos engañan, y están los campos en flor." Roll Spanish test.
8. Hard success.
Your rolls tonight, Ashley.
That sounds to you like some kind of like Spanish folk song of some kind.
Yeah.
It's definitely got a dated feel to it, an aesthetic to it. It doesn't sound like it's been modernized in a particular way. But it's a man's voice, and it is like it's coming from the westernmost cell.
Okay. I don't want to go by myself. But
you don't have to.
Information. Yes, I mean she'll quietly kind of like wave to like get someone's attention, and then once she has it, she'll very, like quiet, and then motion for you to come along with her as she's going to just kind of quietly head towards this voice. Because presumably it's Spanish and she's thinking it's one of our missing porters. But if it's such like an old song and Bev is already just thinking about like different times and times changing, she's being very cautious.
It's some kind of song about like you only heard little bits and pieces of it, but it's got something to do with like springtime, beautiful air, beautiful fields, like blossoming fields, stuff like that. It's and it sounds like it's got this kind of the lyrics themselves, the words themselves sound like almost like they should be upbeat and happy, but the voice and as it's being sung creates kind of this more haunting feel to it. There's like a weird dichotomy between the two.
Yeah.
Do I have to roll or anything for Carmelita being the one who goes with Bev?
Did the two of you want to approach? Like, are you genuinely trying to approach with stealth? Like, if you are, then I'll take one.
Dr. E, did you want to just go up or do you want to sneak up?
Let's try and stealth up. Keyword try.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, both of you. Both of you give a stealth roll.
16 under 20. Yes!
Damn.
Look at you.
I'm so glad I'm not spending.
Carmelita with an 80 fails. Wow.
Which I will spend the luck to.
Okay. So the two of you are both very capable of quietly moving further past where you saw this lever inside of the southern cell. You get to the westernmost cell, and you look inside, and it is like this. It's a very barren, dark cell. I'll say that there's a little bit of light that is kind of cascading off of the stone coming from where you left everybody, enough that you can see the contours of a person inside. So I'm going to assume that since you stealth up here, you don't have your lights, but you definitely see that there is a person in here. You can only see the contours, and they are both sobbing and also continuing to sort of sing, and like almost to themselves. They are kind of slumped against the wall behind this barred opening into the alcove, as if they are imprisoned here. What do you want to do?
Is the man recognizable?
Not without any light. Okay. You guys are looking into a dark cell. The fact that you even saw anything at all is enough.
And Bev will quietly like call out like, hello? Hola?
Hola? Is someone there? And it's all in Spanish. And you see the figure that was slumped against the wall kind of scrambles and comes up to the where the bars are. And like as they do, they kind of come into more of you see a visual of their face. And it's definitely a man. You can see he has this ridiculously years-long beard, like this kind of grimy, dark, and dusty beard. You can see that he is wearing the clothes that he's wearing are utterly out of date.
Okay.
It looks like this dusty, torn up Spanish-style finery. It is definitely not one of your porters. And he is, as he moves up and puts his hands on the bars and he gets close, you can see his teeth are a little bit grimy. Some are missing. His face is dirty, but underneath it, almost paled. And it looks as though this is a person who has been in prison for quite some time, but he's speaking in Spanish and like this maddening, like, hello, what, who are you? And the two of you would recognize, having been to the home of Francisco de la Vega, that this man, at least his attire, looks a whole heck of a lot like that large portrait of Francisco de Belalcazar.
Who are you? ¿Quién eres?
Carmelita will walk up to the cell and ask, "Who are you? Why are you here?"
Who are you? You are not proper Spaniards, are you?
But we could help you. Who imprisoned you?
The social. I am. Oh, what is my name? Francisco. Yes,
De la Vega?
I am. No. De Belalcazar. And as he says this, you see him like kind of flicker. And he starts like kind of shifting and flickering. Like you're watching a movie.
Uh-huh.
And it has this sort of zoetrope effect where you see like frames are missing and he's just sort of like flickering here and there. My name is Francisco de Belalcazar. And his throat is dry and parched. And you could tell that like he probably hasn't drank anything for quite some time. Who are you? You must be careful. The Shul. They will come for you as they came for me and my men.
I'm gonna reach in my pack and give him my water. I'm specifically also wanting to see if he has any reaction to having something, because currently the thought is that something's weird with time here, because like Bev says that we had time travel a little while ago and this whole place is very weird and she's seeing things that she shouldn't see. Marie saw things from me, so she's trying to put some stuff together, and it's gonna hand him water to help him be deparched. But also, she's looking to see if he has any reaction to something that should be anachronistic.
You reach the water in, and like his hand like instinctively goes towards it. It's probably some sort of canteen. And as his hand goes to wrap it, you see his hand just goes through it. No. Oh, thank you, but no. This place where I am. And again, all of this is in Spanish. It's not where you are. And he like puts his hands together and they touch, but they are far apart. And puts his hands together, and you would tell that he has a slightly more kind of stilted sort of way of speak. It doesn't sound as colloquial to the day. He certainly sounds a little bit out of touch.
Yeah. Kamli's gonna translate all that for Darky, and specifically will say, he says he's here but not here. And I'm gonna put my hand up in between the bars, but like, can you try and touch me? I just want to see what it feels like.
Madam. And like he again, his hand just kind of goes through you.
Okay. Does that feel like anything?
Not really. It's like a little tingling, but otherwise, like
I imagine it's just like the arrows that.
I'm also going to need you both to roll a sanity test.
Yeah.
And Carmelita, you still have underlying
have
insanity.
Indefinite, so yeah.
Underlying, I think. I don't think you have underlying.
Fail.
Success,
Right,
32 under 54.
Bev, take a point of sand loss.
Damn it.
Carmelita, you're keeping it together.
And I think
Okay.
the sand loss.
Bev, how is your daily sand going?
I'm at 4 out of 6.
You've only lost 4 sanity today?
Yeah, I lost the 1 now,
Okay.
and then what was it? 2 earlier, and then I had 1
Okay.
already.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
I had mine
so yeah.
daily last session.
So this,
Maybe
Yeah, so that's why you're on underlying
Yeah.
for like a little while longer. It's
Yeah.
not been probably a full
Yeah.
3 hours yet.
no,
I imagine not.
Okay. You would say, to a degree, I would say, Carmelita, especially you, there is a little bit of similarity between the nature of whatever is happening with Francisco than that there was with those warriors that you and Will were fighting with in the middle of the columns up on the surface.
Okay. I'm gonna ask him like, so the social imprisoned you. Why?
Yes.
Why would they do such a thing?
They want to feed my men to their, and you see he kind of like gets this twisted, angry looking face, like, to their god. When we found them, when we found this place, we interrupted some ritual of. They attacked us. They took us prisoner. I don't remember how long I have been here. It has been years, I think. But most of my expedition has been slaughtered, taken. And he kind of like gestures up. And I'll say, at this point, Marie, Will, both of you hear voices. Like you hear them talking down the hall at this point. So you are welcome to join if you decided.
Yeah, I would start heading that way. Once Rick
Marie as well.
Okay. And so as the two of you come up, you hear like, take them, feed them to their god. My men all are gone. And the two of you see him like kind of panicking, and you see that flickering. I need both of you to make sanity tests.
Ooh.
My men are gone. They are the lucky ones.
Who is
They
this?
are off to heaven. They are off to heaven now. Oh,
Fail.
through such ugly means.
Pass.
Oh, I shall never be free of this place. I shall never be free. And you can see he's like reaching through the bars, but something is still keeping him, like, even though you've seen now Carmelita, Bev especially, seen him like move through matter, like with the hands with yourself, he's still stuck. He's still like, he something still prevents him from leaving this alcove. Marie, Will, how did you do on your sands?
Fail.
Pass.
That's 1 for you. You're okay. You're keeping it together.
I think Will would
who is-
immediately pull his guns from his holsters and start pointing them. And he doesn't speak Spanish very well anyway, so this archaic Spanish is definitely like pretty much over his head.
Carmelita
What the
turns
hell is
around
going
and
on? Why is he-
puts her hands up when she sees your guns up.
He's flickering
way
in and out like
he's-
those.
No, he's not violent. This is Francis de la Balcazar, and she looks very pointedly at the two of you with her back to him now. Like very
We're
meaningfully
back on this
at the two
time
of
travel
you.
stuff again.
He's
Is Francisco de la Vega's ancestor? Do you remember? We saw the painting in this home.
I remember the history. That's not the question. This guy died 300 some years ago.
What is... What? Are you speaking all that in English?
Yeah.
And he's like, what? What is this? What are they saying? What is-
Carmelita turns around and says in Spanish, he was just wondering who you were. Because we were attacked by some people.
I am Francisco de Belacazar.
That's what I
At least
said to him.
I was. Am I still him? Was I always him? And you can see like wild, crazy eyes as they go wide. And he's just looking off to the side, and then he flickers like that kind of zoetrope effect, and you see he just shimmers. He almost looks like a ghost in some ways, like this kind of ghostly effect.
How can this be? How can that be? And why doesn't he just walk out? He's not.
No, something
solid.
is stopping him. Something is stopping him. He said he was imprisoned here by the social people, him and his men, and as sacrifices to their god, and his men have already been sacrificed, but he has not been.
There's a lever in the south, like, cage that I saw, but I don't know what it does.
Should I try to pull? Do we want to let him go? Should we pull it?
He's not getting out of there.
He can't understand a word any of you are saying, by the way, as you guys. So he's like, what? Okay, what?
So and Marie will sort of go over to the lever that Dr. Key pointed out, and she'll just sort of look over the other three to try to look at this person to see if he reacts in any way to her going over to the lever, like he knows what it does, or
doesn't seem to.
They're in Spanish.
Willow's shaking his head no. Carmelita is shaking her head yes.
In Spanish, Bev will ask him if he knows what the lever in the south cage does.
What? I am not sure. The social, when they have come to take my men and feed them to their monster, they sometimes go in and they switch it. And the earth shakes. The ground, it trembles. I have not seen what it really does. No.
What the hell is he saying?
I'm gonna
Bev translates.
and
Yeah. Presume we translate.
There's a monster down here? Does it look like a mouth? Ask him if it looks like a mouth.
And I'll ask in Spanish.
We've seen it already.
Did you see their god? Did you see who you men were sacrificed to?
And Shosho's god is real. Yes. But no, it is not a god, not God, not God, not God. It hungers for flesh and petty attentions and flattery. It is not God. It is not divine. No thing of divinity should crave flesh in such a way. It is a petty, small thing. It is not God. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? He kind of calls up towards the ceiling. You damnable monster! You are nothing but a whelp!
So
Tell him if he keeps yelling, he's going to get himself in trouble.
You have seen it then.
What does it look like?
Here's Willan is ignoring.
Of course I have seen it. They have taken my men and they have fed my men to it. Where I am, I can sometimes hear it.
What did it look like? What does it sound like?
It is a monster. It was once brought to the surface. Maybe more than once. For ceremonies. Yes. Yes. And they fed my men to it. This guy was not this guy. It was a different sky. It was not the same. It was always night. There is something in the sky, enormous, large, an orb. It is not the sun. It is not the moon. It is not the sky. Do you know where I am? Can I ever come back?
Do not know.
No.
Have we not seen this in some of the imagery that we've seen on the way? Did we not see something larger than the sun, larger than the moon in a sky?
In the ball field.
Then he knows of which he speaks. We saw that.
I'm not saying he hasn't seen the same symbols we've seen. Makes sense. He got all the way down here.
Dr. Key, can you describe the creature you saw above? See if that bears any resemblance? Because I did not see it, but I know there was something.
Yeah, so she goes, I'm not sure because the time is, you said they touch and it's kind of, I can't describe it, but maybe, but I don't know. And then she'll go ahead and, you saw the creature, did it look like, and then she'll start to describe what she saw.
Yeah. Yes. It is hungry all the time. But there is something more. That is just its pet. That is just its pet. That is just a small thing. A large thing is so much worse. It is even worse.
I would. So I know the times
Somebody's
are
gonna translate that, obviously.
the times are kind of different, right? But there was that ritual that Shyma used to do, where she would engrave like what she did above her dad's bed to hide him from being seen. Because time is so crazy, Bev wants to try and see if she can carve that above him in his cell, kind of thing, and if that will make him tangible for us to interact with.
You make an occult test.
Does your pulp thing come and play here at all?
I don't know if I have normal.
That's a no roll.
Oh, my mistake.
This is just a cult to just kind of carve it in the way that you remember it.
Yeah, that's a hard no. Shyma had that more than
You
I
carve
did.
something. You certainly carve something, and you do your best to sort of reflect whatever it was that you know from memory, but whether or not you've got it accurate. I will say this, immediately you notice
No difference.
Noticeable effect. Like, yeah.
Marie's just sort of got her hand on the lever. do we want to try to let him free? He appears to be quite distressed.
We don't know if that will free him. And there's another cell that we haven't checked out either.
Will, hearing that, walks towards the other cell.
Yeah, inside, and I would say since you're all here, there's plenty of light now. You can definitely see inside, Will, that there are signs of like blood pooling. It looks, man, it's so hard to tell exactly how long it's been there, or like the coloring seems inconsistent with anything extremely recent, but at the same time, it still looks like it almost looks moist in some ways, in a bizarre way. You also notice that there are like inscriptions and things drawn on the walls here and there on the other side. Do you have Spanish?
Yeah, I've got 8 Spanish.
Yeah, give it a rip. Give it a roll.
If you want, you could point it to Marie,
Yourself.
and I could.
Yeah, I was going to give.
Work on it
I
with
like to
you.
give people a chance to roll it themselves before they call it.
Yeah,
you know,
fair.
I rolled a 95 over 8.
Oof.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it just looks like gibberish to you. You
Fumble.
don't think it's anything. That's 96 has to be the fumble.
Is it
I think.
96?
okay.
Okay. I thought it was
I think so.
95, but I could be
it's
wrong.
96. I think it's 96, right? 96 to 100 for if you're under 50, and then it has to
Yeah.
be only 100 if you're
Yeah.
at 50, yeah, something like that.
Either way, it doesn't make any sense to me, and I'll call Bev. You understand what this says? Looks like gibberish.
I mean, Spanish is more Carmelita's wheelhouse, but I'll look at it. Yeah.
Carmelita. Stop talking to
yeah.
the old crazy man.
Is it a Spanish roll, Jeff?
Yeah, you had already passed one earlier this scene. I'm not going to make you do it every single time. So
okay,
I'll
cool.
say that you can. Yeah. I just don't want to be tedious. Definitely, it looks like it's handwritten. People tracking time, like days here. Some are like writing out prayers to God. Others are like saying or like writing out like sins and asking for forgiveness, things like that.
And she'll kind of just narrate it as she reads it quietly under her breath so you can hear.
Well, as you look over to the things that she's looking at as she narrates it to you, you notice that the wall looks different, and it looks like there is a section of it missing that you could have sworn you saw something drawn on it, and now it's not here.
Yeah, I go up and I kind of like rub the wall just to like feel if like the scratch was there.
Yeah, I'll give you guys credit. Like, there's bars and stuff. Like,
yeah.
there's bars, like, but you guys can break through it. It's not like it's a thing that would be difficult, and like you can or slip through it, and like you
Sorry,
get over.
I assumed
and,
it
like,
was open.
No, they're not like there's no doors. It's not like a jail cell. It's like a makeshift prison, as if stuff has been, But again, nothing is too difficult that you couldn't bypass. But you move over, you start to rub it a bit, and no, you don't see anything.
Yeah, Bev, this is pointless. What he said, he was trapped here with his men. They were probably in this cell. They were scribbling, ranting and raving lunatics.
How can you just write all of this off?
What am I supposed to do with it?
I don't know. Maybe take notice of it. What if it's something that we need to know to be able to get out of here alive, or stop the mouths?
You just read it. I called you over here to read it. What are you on my case for? I'm keeping you alive. I'm the one helping you over those traps.
Everything that I've said, you've discredited. You've just talked about how I just talk to walls all evening when I'm trying to put things together.
Well, then who the hell have you been talking to?
I'm trying to think out loud and put things together and figure out what's going wrong. There's people sparking in and out of existence. This guy, we can't, you missed it, but Carmelita touched her hand out. They went right through each other. They can't touch, but we're speaking to him. He's there.
Okay, I'll write a note.
Fuck you, Will.
Will would leave at that point, head back to the old man. Are we done here? This man doesn't know shit.
Carmelita is continuing to speak with them and has actually taken her gold cross necklace off and be like, can you hold this? Is this something you can hold?
And he reaches out, and the same thing happens as your canteen, as your hand. His hand just goes through it.
She puts a.
But he asks,
on.
like,
Pray with me.
I'm not so good at that kind of thing, but I know some of the words. But I'll pray with you. I'll pray with you. And I think at this point, if Will comes out, it's like, I'll be with you in just a moment.
Oh yeah, we're gonna pray. That'll make everything a lot better.
She's gonna kneel and ignore his sass and try to remember what she thinks she remembers Sebastian doing, because she is an atheist and doesn't do the God thing. So she's trying to remember what her friend does.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of kneel down, and you see on the other side he does as well, and he kind of puts his hands together, and he starts like,
Holy Mary, pray for me. For I am now alone in this prison. Give me strength and grant me pardon for my sins. And may Heavenly Father take my men to his kingdom, to paradise.
and you can see he like kind of chokes up as he says that himself.
Marie, will you go ahead and pull the lever already? Maybe we'll get lucky. It'll drop a rock on his head.
I do not
Carmelita looks
understand.
over at him like, if you're not going to join us, maybe you can step back.
We want to all stay together. We want to all stay together.
I just need Mr. Sawyer to take a step back and let us finish. It won't take more than
I'm not very strong. I maybe could use your help with the lever. It's been here for a while. It might be stuck to you. Can you give me a hand with this?
Are you talking to me or Carmelita?
Back.
To Will.
Fine. Last thing you want to do is stand near a lever when you pull it, Lo.
I'll pull it with you. I think it might just take both of us. Marie has a 40 strength, so she's
Okay.
We can pull it
I'm
together.
fully
One?
convinced this will drop
Just-
a pit underneath us.
Again, to
Two.
warn you, he said that it causes great rumbling and will potentially alert them above.
The lever does?
Yes.
Says it caused the
he
earth
didn't know what
to
the
rumble.
lever did.
But he didn't know what it did. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Beverly is making the leap to that it might notify in some way above because of the rumbling.
I think they already know we're down here. And Will throws his weight to the lever.
Oh,
And Marie
fuck.
helps.
And as you do, Marie, you lunge into it as well. You see it slide to the other side. It clicks. And then you suddenly hear this grinding sound of metal. And then it stops. And you hear from down the hall by the intersection, hey, Billy, you guys do something down there?
Yeah, Marie wanted to pull a lever.
Yeah, I think whatever she did, like these stones ain't moving anymore.
Is that a good thing?
Yes, that's a good thing. That means we can walk.
Oh, well, ye of little faith. You thought this was going to be a disaster, and this will make our approach even safer.
Well, it's a good thing
Thank
we
you for
prayed
your
over it.
assistance.
Will is very much in a bad mood, and he just spins around and starts walking back down the hall towards Rick.
Carmelita will stand in front of this guy and say, we do have to continue forward, but I'm not going to forget that you're here. And if I can get you out, I will.
There is no saving me. There is no way to return to terra firma. Thank you.
I don't know if that's true. I don't even know where you are. I barely know where I am.
I am stuck here. I is so sure. I think I'm stuck here as well. Perhaps it is for the best.
Are those the people with the and she's gonna describe the shield with the stretched face and
Yes.
everything.
Yes. See,
Are they trying to protect this location?
yes. When my men were here, they would come and they would fetch some to carry them away, to put them through their ceremonies, and to feed them to their monster. Yes. They revere it. To them, it is their god, but to me, it is just a creature. A frightening one, powerful one, but a creature nonetheless.
Have you been able to understand at all why they worship it? Is it
No.
simply to protect themselves from its wrath, or is it something else?
No. Is that not enough?
I'm just curious, I suppose.
Do not worry. If I am very lucky, they will come for me at last. And they will kill me soon.
As I said, I will not forget that you are here.
Thank you. But you should go. Save yourself before you cannot. Before they find you. Before they bring you here.
Kind of nods and smiles sadly before she leaves.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything near the cells? Okay, so you guys come back to the intersection. When you catch up, like Rick's like, hey Billy, we checked down the other hall. It's just a cave in, man. Just like nothing. And he kind of points to the other side of that intersection as you guys came to the crossway. Like something came down and ain't no way through that way.
Looks like we're backtracking then.
Oh, no, man. And he, like, there's still the corridor.
I
Remember,
thought it
it's
was a T
long
intersection. It's
corridor.
across. Okay.
It's across, yeah.
Okay.
And while you guys, once that, they just kind of poked. And if you shine the light, you can even see, he's not wrong. Like, you can see, like, the stumbling down of stone and earth kind of covering everything.
How you doing, Rick? You feel like you're up to moving?
Man, I feel like $1,000.
All right. Don't ask what was down there. They're going to tell you something about time travel. It doesn't matter. We just got to keep going forward.
I beg your pardon. Time.
They think there's a 300-year-old conquistador in one of those cells. Living, I might add. Rick, between you and me,
Right.
these people
Maybe
are
we
starting to
should-
lose it. We got to keep our shit together, all right?
Maybe we should find some place to take a little rest. We've been at this a long day. We got attacked in the jungle. We got attacked in the ruins, man. We got attacked. Well, I don't know what the hell we're doing down here. Been a long day, man.
And at that, Will does kind of like slump down as he realizes how exhausted he is. Suppose we could hole up in that wall with the cave in. We know nothing's going to show up behind us. There's only one way to defend. Keep someone posted at this crossroads. We'll keep a guard all night. We'll see someone coming from any of the three directions, right?
Okay. Yeah, we can do that, I guess. Yeah.
Let's try to make it as comfortable as we can for them, because people are starting to lose it. A good night's sleep might help their sanity a good bit.
Yeah.
I'll take first watch.
All right. And at this point, like, the rest of you come back. You can see, like, they're setting up, like, they cross, and the corridor is fixed. Nothing's shifting. You can see they're freely walking across it at this point. And they started to set up, like, you can see the porters have taken their packs off and are unpacking this, and they're getting some food out and everything. And they literally are trying to make some camp now.
We got
a dead end.
We got a dead end here. We're going to sleep with our backs to a wall. Porters are pretty exhausted. We're all exhausted. We could use a rest. We'll make sure someone keeps watch all night. I'll take first watch. Y'all just settled in. Get some rest.
Sure. Great idea.
All right. So as camp breaks out, so you guys get some food, get some rest, get some watch shifts in order. Go ahead. We'll close down this episode. We'll stop it there. We'll pick up next week. Hopefully with the full crew, as long we believe we'll be back. And then we will go from there.
Oh, man.
This place is so cool. Oh my goodness. It
really is. It's so fucking cool.
All right. So let's do a couple closing plugs. We'll get on out of here. Let's start over with Maitreyi. What do you do on the internet?
Well, I don't even know how to do it now that you didn't make the joke.
Steven, quit interrupting. Go ahead.
What'd you say? You wanted me to say something?
Steven, I will remove you from this chat. Go ahead, Maitreyi.
Oh, God. Okay, what the fuck do I do? I'm on YouTube. My new plays games, and I make system agnostic on multi. I can't believe he's still gone. Deal content that centers the GM and player experience. That does not belong in a museum.
It's true. Okay, Steven. Now that you've thought about what you've done, tell us what it is you do on the internet with games.
Steven, I'm so sorry.
I made a Weird West RPG called Huckleberry. You've probably heard me talk about it before. We had a major update drop just yesterday. We were in early access for a year. It is now finished. This is a complete system. It's 160 pages. Giant ass book. A lot of hard work went into it. A lot of stuff in there that I'm very excited for people to see. You should check it out. It's on DriveThruRPG right now. The price will go up by $5 to reflect that it is a complete book. That happens on the 1st of September. So if you want it, now's the time to get it and save a couple bucks. If you want a physical copy, we're launching a backer kit on October 7th. And you'll be able to get a book. We have all sorts of other goodies. We've got cards. We've got dice. We've got all sorts of fun stuff. So you should go to the website, click on the link to the backer kit, sign up for notifications, all that good stuff.
Awesome. As for the rest of us, next stream we got is on Monday. We're going to be playing a game called We're in Danger. It's a game that I have made and I have been working on. We played it the past couple of weeks. And coming out, we're going to show off the new rules for how to play powered characters, kind of inspired by like Hellboy and Umbrella Academy and X-Men and all that kind of stuff. So coming out with that. Tuesday we got some Hardwired Island. You can see some cyberpunk millennials. Really not good at the thing that we were supposed to be good at in the campaign. So yeah, come hang out with that. Kibzer runs us through that game. Thursday next week we'll be back to Legend in the Mist. Our rustic fantasy campaign next Friday, wherever Steven is, one of those directions. He's going to be running us through some Magnus Archives, and we'll be back obviously next Saturday with more Call of Cthulhu in this crazy, crazy place. But thanks for everyone for hanging out. We really do appreciate it. And thanks to, I think we had Tales from Myth and Mayhem who rated. Melissa, who else rated?
Also, La Tirada Oculta.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you haven't followed both those wonderful channels, please make sure you do so. And we're going to get out of here. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
We'll be seeing you.